Straya cunts! Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's your friendly neighborhood sword lesbian Abby Beck here. How the fuck are you? Welcome to the Rogue Room. What's going on, folks? What's happening? Who dat me? That who dat is. What's going on? You finally watched sports, what do you think of it? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. When did I release it? I said to myself that I was gonna do a post-mortem stream. Swanky sword, do you like my Witcher shit? It's fucking cool, isn't it? I live for this sword. This is my life partner now. Consider me not single. I'm taken by the sword. We love each other and we're going to elope. At any rate, folks, just yanked my damn headphones across the thing. I seriously need to buy a Bluetooth headset. Or something. You now have more ammo against transphobes. Fucking nice. That's what we like to hear. Let me get my... Here's my ammo against transphobes. It's my power ring. This is not a trans pride ring. This is a trans power ring. And us. Oh, fucks. There you go. There's that. And, of course, Dyke. Skirmish Dyke. Yes, I am taken by the sword. Also, little fun fact, I'm not entirely sure if this is specifically related. Fit cam. I mean, look at me. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it always fit cam? Oh. Like, I'm not even flexing there. Like, just genuinely, my biceps are that big that I'm just holding my arms at this angle and they're just like... Okie doke. It's water, but it's in a vodka bottle because of the aesthetic of me being a chronic alcoholic. You know, it says certain things about me, you know. Choices. Also, mildly amusing little anecdote. Not particularly related to anything, I don't think. Yeah, sure, it's water. As if I could afford an entire bottle of vodka every night. Like, that's a cheap bottle of vodka. That's still 30 bucks. I'm not going to spend that much money on vodka every night. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna. But anyway, this is, yeah, mildly neat little note. So, what I was saying a minute ago was I wouldn't mind doing a post-mortem stream on sports once it's been a week, once it's been out for a week. So what we'll do is we might rewatch the video if any of you haven't seen it already, because I premiered it on, when did I premiere it? On April 5th. I come back to stream on the Monday. So we'll do a post-mortem stream on Monday where we'll go through all of the things that I was researching. To do like the whole, we'll do a whole fucking trans women in sports stream. We'll do a whole stream of it on Monday, basically relating to the video. We'll rewatch the video together, and then we'll do the whole thing. It's going to be fun times. So clock that in, and also remember, folks, if you are not already aware, we are running a raffle for a copy of Valheim. Oh, raffle is the thing. Okay. All right. If you've got 1,000 amethysts, which is supposed to be rogue coin, which is the channel points. Just channel points. Let me change that, actually. There we go, Apollo. Wait, you can't redeem it if you've already got a ticket, though. Let's make that clear right now. If you already got a ticket, you cannot redeem it again. You can waste your money, but I'm not going to give you a second ticket. Oh shit, I've lost OBS. There we go. Alright, so, hello, Fatigued Phoenix. How you going? So, Apollo and Rena, both of you are going in. How do I spell that? Let me hang on a second. So far we've got 10 entrants. 10 entrants for a copy of Valheim. It's going to be sick. Well, Talon and Freaky. If you stick around long enough for tonight and Monday night stream, you should get enough, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what the rate is for collecting channel points at this point. What's today's outfit? Let me show it up. Let me show it off. I need to add a fit check redeem. You found me on FB the other day. Awesome. I'm glad to see that I'm like... honestly, Facebook has been good for finding new folks. It has been. I've met a whole bunch of really cool streamers recently. Okay. Spooky Benji, we're up to 11 now. Okay, let's have a look at the fit. Let's do a fit check. Check this out. Check this out. Look at this. Does it not bang? Tell me this does not absolutely bang. Also, I'm trying to like show off my abs. You can sort of see them a little bit. But I've eaten today as well. And the Busenets, you gotta get off. You gotta show off the Busenets pros. The skate shoes. This is the only time I'll show feet on stream. These are Adidas. Look at this. Look. Look at the nice gold on the Adidas logo. Look at that. Ooh. They are so gorgeous. Skate of fashion, mate. I need to take this fit to the skate park. I genuinely do. I need to take not this element deck, but the one behind the mirror. I need to take the element deck behind the mirror to the skate park. And let's hang, mate. Let's go do some kick flips. Not that I can do a kick flip. Not to save my fucking life, anyway. I cannot do a kick flip. I could not in a million years land a kick flip. Hello, Zayla. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. Have I missed any? Let me have a look here really quickly, like. Let me review my requests queue, because none of my mods should be getting rid of my redeems for the raffle tickets. So let me see if I've missed anybody. So we got Billy, Unicorn, Phage, Homonyms, Fox, Alexia, not Alexa, Reverend Aurora, Apollo, Winona, Apollo, Rena, Freaky, and Spooky. Nice. And so yeah, if you stick around through tonight's stream and Monday night stream, because I'm taking weekends off. I'm not doing Saturdays and Sundays for the time being. Taking weekends off, and if we come back in on Monday, then with any luck, anyone who can't afford a ticket now might be able to afford one by the end of Monday night. So it's going to be like basically midnight on Monday when I'll draw the ticket. Prince Philip is... Wait, are you serious? I shouldn't laugh, that's a person, but are you serious? Did he die? Or did he just get resurrected? Wait, did he? Oh my god! You're kidding me. I guess his body finally caught up with the rest of him. Yeah, true evil can never be destroyed completely. Dude looks like Emperor Palpatine. It's fucking real. Holy shit, dude. The royal family Twitter, that's kind of weird, but fuck it. The royal family Twitter has said indeed. It is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. The royal family joined with people around the world in mourning his loss. Further announcements will be made in due course. Visit royal.uk to read the announcement in full. Well, let's have a look at it. Let's have a gander at it, shall we? Should I change the title while we have a gander at this? While we take a look at this? Say finally because he didn't die Christmas 2019. Did you see him coming out of the hospital? Yeah, like he's looked like a corpse for a good while there. Here we go. Here's a good poll. Thank you, Fox. There we go. Hello, Julia. You're not late. We've only just started. We're only 8 minutes in. Strapped to a broom or something? Alright. Love some sexy-ass dead monarchy. He was so young. I can't believe he passed away at only 99 years of age. Such a shame. Actually, that would suck. Dude. That would, like, honestly... Imagine getting to 99 and you're months, potentially days away from the big 100. Imagine it's like, oh, I'm going to live to a century. That's rather spiffing, isn't it? Then you cock it. And then you just crumble into dust and you just like... It's like the cosmic entities that have created everything. Cthulhu or whatever it is that made the universe just said, no! Snaps you out of existence. So close to getting a letter from the Queen. Can you imagine that? Now he'll never get his letter from the Queen. I just... You're in the UK and you're just hearing about this. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There we go. Here's a good title for you. Rip Prince Philip F's in chat. Critical Canadian, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? All that for nothing. Anyway, here we go. Let's talk about the death of the Duke of Edinburgh. Can we get some firsts in chat? Some firsts in chat. Not F, PH. Can we get some PH in chat? The Duke of Edinburgh, 1921 to 2021. It is with deep sorrow that... Oh, this is all this is! Her Majesty the Queen announces the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. His Royal Highness passed away. Yep, we already read all of this. Friday the 9th of April. When was his birthday? Hang on. the monarchy is bad. It's kind of wild to think about. He was born in June, so he was only a couple of months out from making it to 100. No, that's even worse. That makes it even worse. He was only a couple months out from making it to that big 100. Didn't get there. Not very pog, not based at all. Oof. Can we get some oofs with a PH in chat? There's a good one. What can we... Is there anything that we could potentially... Is there a news article that might talk about him a little bit? ABC News. ABC News special report. Is there an article? I want an article. If he'd made 100, his wife would have sent him one of those cards. You reckon she would have? As far as I know, those are personally handwritten. Like, the irony of me living in the UK and hearing about the death via an Aussie stream. And Louis, you're an Aussie too, are you? I heard it through Louis. Some people just stay abreast of this shit. I don't. Oh my god, what the hell? Okay. Just like looking at the responses to this. ABC News special report. Prince Philip has died at age 99. We can watch that maybe in a second. It's a Periscope thing. I didn't realize Periscope was still around. Spoiled brat of God Allah. What is this? Rip. Dear God Allah, Shiv, etc. Is it possible to put age symbol at the body of human being during birth time itself so that family and friends can set the... What the fuck? What is this? What in the fuck is this shit? Will Meghan and Harry Markle be attending the funeral? Yeah, what? I don't know what's going on here, but it's at the top of the posts. Is there anything interesting in the comments? No, there's nothing interesting in the comments. What's there? I want a news article about him. Like, what's something about Prince Philip that we can read? That will, like, you know, we could look at his Wikipedia page. Let's look at his, let's look at what he's done. Because all I know him for is being a necromancer. Like, he's a dude that looks like this. You can't tell me this man's right here is not a necromancer. That is the dark soul energy of sapping away the life force of helpless UK homeless people. Do you remember a little while back? Do you remember this? I believe this was a UK... Yeah, this is a UK transit commercial that was on trains. Let me just open this image for a second. We plan to cut all homeless people in half by 2025. The reason they were doing that is so that they could feed the life force into Prince Philip over here. You know, they had to cut those homeless folks in half to feed Prince Philip's life energy. That's what that project was all about. And I guess it didn't work. They didn't get to 2025 with it. So maybe they plan to stop chainsawing homeless people. I don't know. But at any rate, you know, rip Prince Philip. He went on a tour of China in the 80s, said something, if I stay here any longer, I'll have... Oh my god! Oh my god! You're fucking kidding. If I stay here any longer, I'll have slits for eyes. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, I know the royal family are inherently racist, but fucking Christ, man. Heckling. Sorry, I'm not kissing my lips because I'm not kissing my finger. Mwah. Because my, I don't want to get lip gloss on my finger. You watch The Crown and all you know is he's super racist and not of the times racist like the on purpose kind. Jesus. Are we allowed to mock the dead? Is it disrespectful to mock someone who just died? Even if they're the racist Duke of Edinburgh, sorry. Oh, wait, Prince Philip just died. This bloke, the Necromancer. Senator Palpatine. Not the guy who plays Senator Palpatine, for the record. He's still with us. Yeah, he didn't respect a lot of people when he was alive, so fuck him. Who cares? I mean, quite frankly, I'm not one of those people that's like, you know, respect everybody. No, fuck that. People need to earn my respect, and if they're a flagrant racist fuck cunt, they can fuck off. Anyway. Check out some dumb selfies of me at Rogue Bitch on Instagram, which is mostly just live posts now. Anyway. It's still dumb selfies, but they're all live posts. It's great. It's fantastic. At least we got a new public toilet. Flagrant racist fuck cunt. Yes, that's... Doesn't really flow off the tongue really well, does it? Doesn't have that kind of... I don't know. What's a better insult we could come up with? It does combine two of the most egregiously offensive terms in the profane vernacular, I suppose, that aren't directly bigoted in any way. I mean, you could argue cunt is fairly misogynistic. I've heard that thrown around quite a bit. Because it used to be, honestly, the phrase cunt used to be used quite specifically towards women for obvious reasons. Smelly bum, we can call him, well, his bum is most certainly going to be very smelly now because he's rotting, he's a corpse. Well, for how long? We're not sure for how long he will remain a corpse. Hecklin, you're going in the drawer to get yourself a copy of, and who mentioned they have a PC that won't run Valheim? Because I'm just going to throw this out there right now. Valheim looks like it's not very resource intensive. But I am going to try to get those raffle tickets over the weekend when I'm not streaming, and I'll try to get some kind of a glass bowl or something that I can, you know, can hold it up, and we'll go rifle our hand through the raffle tickets and draw the raffle tickets. I have a tarantula, and she's just there. You can't really see her, but she is just there. I should not do that, because this is a metal sword. That is a glass tank. Anyway, but yeah, I have a tarantula. She's just sitting there at the moment. She's hungry. She's very, very hungry. You can't see her in this lighting. Don't worry. I have considered spider cam, which would be a separate scene. It would not be like a, it would not be something I would always have on the screen. Don't worry. Mistakes were made of glass. Her name is Vess. Conveniently, she's named after the Witcher character of Vess. Who, as far as I know, is an original character from the games, not from the books at all. Anyway, we've got quite a few raffle entrants for the, where are we now? How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 raffle entrants for our upcoming... Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hang on a second. Let me just do something really quickly. I meant to change this. For our upcoming whatchamacallit. I don't know how you change the name of the channel points. Here we go. Found it. And Kez, congratulations on 650 days without a cigarette. Holy fuck, that's so good. But do not kill for a cigarette. You do not need it. You do not need it. You are doing so well. Do not ruin it for yourself. Let me spell your name correctly. Okay. I got it. It's all good. 14. We're up to 14 raffle entrants for the Valheim raffle. Remember, if you want to, if you're feeling particularly, what's it called, generous, there is the option. You can buy a ticket even if you already own the game if you want to gift it to someone else. Just make sure, like, once, you know, if you do win, and that is the case that you want to go with, you know, I'll DM you or whatever it is if you win the raffle, and we can sort that out if you want to do that. I'm totally fine with that idea. Anywho's, back to Prince Philip for a moment. This sounds incredibly boring. A sports enthusiast, Philip helped develop the equestrian event of carriage driving. He was a patron, president, or member of over 780 organizations, and he serves as the chairman of the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, a self-improvement program for young people aged 14 to 24. He was the longest-serving consort of reigning British monarch and longest-lived male member of the British royal family. Retired from his royal duties on the 2nd of August 2017, age 96, having completed 22,219 solo engagements since 1952. He died on the 9th of April 2021 at the age of 99. Zentic, welcome in. How you going? How's it going? Kez, you're going into the draw to potentially earn a copy of Valheim. It doesn't help that your doctor found a growth where there shouldn't be, and the doctor is sending you to a specialist to check that growth. Well, I hope it turns out to be nothing. I hope it turns out to be nothing. Bless him? I don't know if he'd be very blessed. I feel like he'd be a rather cursed individual. Okay, he went places and was racist. Hi, Jody. Welcome to the Red Room. Oh my goodness. Apparently he was born in Greece. I did not know this. He was born in Monrepo, Corfu, or Monrepos. I'd say it's probably Repos. Corfu in Greece. There's a thing. I did not know that. I was not aware of that. You know, you just have this assumption that anyone... I mean, it's worth... Like, it's really weird to think, you know, this guy just died. And, I gotta fix my hair up. Sorry, it's annoying the hell out of me. I can see these little strands of sweaty hair there. It's really weird to think of, like, this dude who, you know, just recently died today... was born in the wake of World War I, you know, a few years after the fact. It's kind of wild. It's kind of an unusual thought, isn't it? Anywho. Yeah, I hope it's nothing serious, Kaz. He's from the Grease family, but they were all Nazis. That's not a good look, is it? You know, being a Nazi's not a good look. It's not really the best thing you would hope for. Me personally... if I had the option, which I do, I have the option every single day to not be a Nazi, and I choose that option. Can Nazis just not... Can we talk about... Can we talk about Nazis for a second? You may have heard recently that Jordan Peterson lost his shit about the fact that a Marvel writer, whose name escapes me at the moment, wrote some new dialogue for the Red Skull in one of the Marvel comics, or referenced the Red Skull in the comics in a way that sounds very much like the way Jordan Peterson talks to his audience. And as of today, the man himself, like, Jordan Peterson lost his shit about this, right? Jordan Peterson was like, wait, what the fuck? What's this about? Where is it? I've lost it. I can't find it now. But he was incredulous to the idea. And now, he's posted this. Jordan, mate. The super Nazi angle ain't it, bruv. Dude. If I were Jordan Peterson, I would simply not. It kind of reeks of that thing where, like, hello Nathan, how you doing? We're smoking on that Prince Philip pack. I've been smoked Philip like a spliff. Hello, Sarah. How's it going? If you believed in God, you would thank him for snapping Philip. Back in the Spanish flu days, yeah. It's like this kind of thing, honestly, speaks to me in a way of, like, people would look at the Red Skull or like Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Like, they'd look at really extreme, nasty villains, really bad villains that you're not supposed to sympathize with, and they'd be those kind of characters of those franchises, where it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm for the Empire, not realizing, like, the Empire are supposed to be Nazis, and in this case, Hydra are very obviously ye Nazis. But the thing is, Hydra is quite egregiously, obviously Nazis. Like, the Nazis themselves in the Marvel comics are seen as, you know, not as bad as Hydra. Hydra's worse than the Nazis. Hydra are super Nazis. And now we've got this character, like, well, I mean, Red Skull's been around for ages. But, you know, now someone has written some dialogue inspired by the words of Jordan Peterson, which are very, very white nationalist in nature, very supremacist in nature. And he's cottoned onto it. He's not a fan of it. And his response is to, I guess, pretend he's cool with it for some reason. Like, if I were to be associated with Nazis in any way, shape, or form, I would simply denounce in every conceivable way. Anyway. It's a very, very large yikes. It's quite a significant yikes. It's honestly quite a significant yikes. Duke of Edinburgh is dead. Can we have crab days? I'm not going to... Yeah, we've been talking about the Duke of Edinburgh, yes. So we have an actual article here. Thank you for this, NB. Thank you so much. So let's actually continue with the Prince Philip thing. Let's get off the Nazis for a minute. We can always come back to Nazis. There's always going to be more Nazis to rant and rave about. Anyway. Picked up his bus pass in the year 1710. Oh my goodness, okay. Just realized if CNG becomes a thing, there might actually be fans of Arnold Demon Jones, who is a rich, corrupt fuck who bought off the cops and rigged the elections. There absolutely would be. Any villain that's ever been made in any kind of fictional setting, like there are people who unironically like the character of Rorschach from Watchmen, and Rorschach is supposed to be a white nationalist himself, or he's supposed to be a very far-right kind of character. His viewpoints align with explicitly eugenics viewpoints, and there are people who absolutely adore him. And as far as I know, he's one of the protagonists. He's one of the good guys, so to speak. I'd need to actually go and read and watch Watchmen to understand it fully, but what I'm aware of, thanks to people spoiling things on the internet, is he's not, Rorschach's not a good bloke. He's not a great bloke. Yes, Prince Philip. Can we get some PHs in chat? Some fuss in chat. Press PH to pay respects. Just not say things that could realistically be given to Red Skull to say. I know, right? Can you imagine, like, Red Skull or Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious? Can you imagine there are people in our world today who are saying things that are not as bad as the things that have been said by actual, literal, planet-destroying villains? Can we get some fuss in chat? Remember the White Boy Summer thing? Could parodying that idea be okay? I mean, yeah, I don't see a problem with parodying it as long as you make that parody obvious. Prince Philip, he was the only royal you embraced. He always talked his mind no matter how much trouble it caused. It's a shame 99 one year more and he would have got a birthday card from his wife. Yeah, 2 months away from his 100th birthday. Can you imagine? Yeah, centenarians are sent birthday cards from the Queen. It's a real shitter for him, isn't it? So much PH, it's basic. Oh, got him. Fucking nice, mate. Love it. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, dies age 99. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of the Queen's husband of 73 years. 73 fucking years. I'm already sick of my cat. I don't want to be around the same person for 73 fucking years. The Duke of Edinburgh, the Zeron Elite, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Rogue Room. The Duke of Edinburgh, the Queen's strength and stay for 73 years, has died age 99. Here's a thought for you, friends. How long do you reckon she'll stick around after this? There's a thought. That's a morbid thought, but let's be honest, this is not a pro-monarchy stream. We're going to tell us gets married for that long. Well, I will say this. I can see why the Queen would have stayed married her entire life. Because one, under every... let's just be honest with ourselves. The current institution of marriage is explicitly imperialist. It has its roots in Christian imperialism. It has its roots in royalty. So when you see royals getting married, it's imperative to them to send out the message that marriage works, marriage lasts. So even if they hated the fuck out of each other, they would stay married to each other for the sake of the public presentation. Of like, look, our marriage works just fine. We're perfect. Marriage is the way to go. A man and a woman getting married and living happily for the rest of forever until one of them dies. And she probably stole his life force to continue on for another 50 fucking years. You get the point I'm making, right? A statement from Buckingham Palace on Thursday said it is with deep sorrow that blah blah blah, we already read that. Flags on landmark buildings in Britain were lowered to half-mast as a period of mourning was announced. Prince Philip's health had been slowly deteriorating for like the last 3 centuries. He announced he was stepping down from royal engagements in May 2017, joking that he could no longer stand up, because his bones were slowly turning into dust. He made a final public office appearance later that year during a Royal Marines parade on the forecourt of Buckingham Palace. Anyway, since then he was rarely seen in public, spending most of his time on the Queen's Sandringham estate in Norfolk, though moving to be with her at Windsor Castle during the lockdown periods through the COVID-19 pandemic, and where the couple quietly celebrated their 73rd wedding anniversary in November 2020. He also celebrated his 99th birthday in lockdown at Windsor Castle. The Duke spent 4 nights at King Edward VII's I went to say 4. Hospital in London before Christmas 2019 for observation and treatment in relation to pre-existing condition. To a pre-existing condition. Why is that in quotes? Why is that in quotes? To a pre-existing condition, they say. You have one reason alone that you don't want the Queen to die soon. She doesn't use the power she still has. Prince Charles does use his power and influence politically as the Prince of Wales, and it's a matter of time before we see how powerless the monarch is versus how much Elizabeth chose not to exercise it. Fair. The Brits came up with a new religion to get divorces. You'd think they wouldn't care this much about this shit. There is a reason they do, though. There is a reason they do. You know, even though they allow the institution of divorce, it still benefits the royal family to preserve the image of the successful marriage, and it benefits a lot of institutions beyond just the royal family. It benefits a lot of particular types of people who have a vested interest in keeping things the way they are. Yes, we got the knuckle duster mug. You like it? And not related to this at all. But, I'm thinking merch. I am thinking merch. So, stick around for that. I might do some graphic design over the weekend while I've got some time. Again, not streaming Saturday nights or Sunday nights. So, I'm going to do some graphic design shit. I think I'm just going to open up a new Redbubble store. It's not... Although, Forget Mike did link me to a news site that I might try out. We'll see how that goes. I do know you can use Streamlabs for merch. I don't know how good that is, but I think I'm just going to go through Redbubble again. I'm going to start a new Redbubble page. Only problem is, like, the t-shirts are like $35. It's a bit pricey. But I've got 3 ideas I want to run with. I'm going to try to do those. I might get my cousin invested in one of them. Because sword lesbian is a thing, friends. And I need someone who actually has talented artistic skills. Most of the stuff that I'm going to do personally is going to be based around fonts and very basic imagery. Anyway, you'll buy a mug with Abby's face on it. I mean, I could do that. Easy. 80. There's a line in tonight's episode where I use a new royal baby as an example of a news story, and who boy am I glad I changed it from what was in the first draft. There you go. Thanks for the vodka. Anywho, let's continue. Where were we? So, despite having hip surgery in April 2018, he attended the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle a month later and was seen sitting beside the Queen at a polo match. Is there anything that talks about, like, what he's done politically? What he's done with his position or anything? I want to hear more about the bad thing. I don't want this to be a nice eulogy for the man, who we know is a racist, like a flagrant racist. They never officially get... born on the island of Corfu, Prince Philip, who once described himself as a discredited Balkan prince of no particular merit or distinction, played a key role in the development of the modern monarchy in Britain. Though never officially given the title of Prince Consort, he lived a life of relentless royal duty, relinquishing his promising naval career, which some believe could have seen him rise to become First Sea Lord, for a role requiring him to walk several feet behind his wife. Philip is gone. He's just been given a foot-long vegan sausage roll. That's fucking amazing. And the Sea Lord and his army of seamen. You're not allowed to laugh at that joke. I refuse to allow you to laugh at that joke. Anyway, having made his choice, he immersed himself wholeheartedly in national life, carving out a unique public role. He was the most energetic member of the royal family with, for many decades, the busiest engagements diary. Even when well advanced in years, he could be seen on walkabouts hoisting small children over security barriers to enable them to present their posies to his wife. What if you did a laugh, then you have to gift a sub to somebody. I don't make the rules, that's just how Twitch operates. It's in the TOS. Often he received little public recognition for his endeavors. Good. In part, this was due to his uncomfortable relationship with the press, whom he labeled bloody reptiles, and whose coverage often focused on his gaffes. He once told the former Conservative MP and biographer Giles Brandreth, what the fuck kind of name is Giles Brandreth? What kind of a like? Maybe I shouldn't shit on a person's name, but I'm just looking at that and it's like that's a character from like a fantasy novel. It's Giles. Oh my god, that's a character from Dragon Age. That's a Dragon Age character. That's not a real person. I refuse to believe that's a real person's name. What the fuck kind of name is Giles? Where is Giles gone? I have become a caricature. There we are. I've just got to accept it. The Duke could be blunt and outspoken to the point of offensiveness. How dare I lump that in with Dragon Age? It's not wrong, though. I mean, Tairn Logain? Like, come on. He claimed to have coined the word dontopedology. A talent for putting one's foot in one's mouth. Dontopedology. Okay, there we go. I get it now. Prone to bad-tempered outbursts, he never suffered fools gladly. Equally, he could be charming, engaging, and witty. And displayed such genuine curiosity on his official visits that his hosts were flattered. How much elderly cocksucking is in this fucking article? Jesus Christ. Join the Discord server if you're not already in it, folks. If you too want to become an honorary sword lesbian, join the Rogue Room Discord server. It's great. We have memes, I think. I think we have memes. Maybe we have memes. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain what the fuck we do in that Discord server. Yeah, didn't suffer fools gladly is a euphemism for was a prick, pretty much. An immortal from 1679. Listen. There can be only one! That was really loud. And now I can't put my sword away. There we go. There can be only one. Please bring back Highlander. I know it was shit. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. At the end of the day, Highlander was dog shit. But fuck, is it cool? Like, it's just ancient immortal people sword fighting, and when one of them cuts the other one's head off, they get empowered with lightning. Like, it's fucking sick. It's amazing, but it's just a series of shit movies. Let's be honest. The TV show was good. I might need to check the TV show out because I've only seen the first movie, and just looking at the Wikipedia pages of the rest of the series, I'm like, I don't want to watch any of these pieces of shit. Like, they all look atrociously bad. I've seen trailers of them. I've not seen the movies beyond the first one, which I enjoyed for its campiness. Like, it's not for any of its actual qualities. Let's see this clip. There can be only one! You know what sucks, though? Is like, I remember hearing that phrase. I remember reading that phrase before I saw the movie. I did not see the movie, and eventually I was like, yes, let's sit down and watch Highlander. And I had in my head, I envisioned Connor MacLeod screeching it like that to the heavens. But in the movie, I think if he does, either he says it in the trailer or he says it in the movie, I can't recall, and he just goes, there can be only one. And it's so flat. It's like a glass of Coke you left sitting out on the front veranda for 3 days. And then you go and you take a swig. It's that level of flat. I mean, I love the actor. He's cool. But that line was delivered in such a dog shit way. He said it flat immediately before explosions. It kind of worked, but it wasn't, I don't know. Do not watch the others. It's cool by default, yeah. Okay. What happened, Rogue, last night? What happened is we started off our raffle for our copy of Valheim that's going for, if you enter the raffle, for 1,000 amethysts. I've changed the name of the channel points back to amethysts from Rogue Coin. We're no longer Rogue Coin. You can buy raffle tickets for 1,000 amethysts, and you go into the draw. And on Monday, we're going to be drawing it. On Monday, we're doing, for those of you who missed it, we're doing our post-mortem stream on the sports video, and then we're gonna draw a copy of Valheim for someone. Just if you go into the channel points, if you've got access to the channel point system, just redeem the raffle ticket reward. You get one. That's it. You get one. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and Steven. I've not watched Steven Universe. I may give it a crack after I'm done with Avatar The Last Airbender. I can only watch one show at a time. You can't see it? It should be in there. It's 1,000. You got to scroll down a little bit. You got a scroll. I can do it. Look, I can do this. See? I can. Hello, Mystery Legio. Look, I can do it again because I'm the streamer. Oh, no, I can't. I actually can't do it. 5-4. Us. Mate, what's going on? You could enter a raffle, or you could flex. True. There you go, Withy. You're in the raffle now. I'll just copy your name into our little list of contestants. Here we go. We're gonna do an old school raffle. There's our list of contendants. Yeah, our list of raffle entrants. Let's make the size a bit bigger so you can see. Like, look at it. Look at you all. You can only enter once. And then yeah, we're gonna do an old school raffle. We're gonna chill out and we're gonna do the whole draw a name out of a hat. Anyway, you wanted the gun flex because it's cooler than the ticket it is. Like, look at that. I could just like, oh my god, dude. It's like pure les. Well, if you stick around for this stream, Time Mamie, welcome with all of your ones. You and all of your ones, welcome into the program. How you doing? 5-4. If you stick around for this stream and the Monday stream, you might get enough to get a raffle ticket before we draw. I don't know how many channel points do you get regularly at the moment. I don't know what the actual rate of channel points is. I know if you're subscribed you get more because, let's be honest with ourselves, the channel point system is designed to drive subscriptions. It absolutely is. You get more channel points if you subscribe, if you cheer bits. You get like double if you're subscribed or something like that. Okay, so channel point earn rates. If you're watching, non-subscribed viewers receive... Here we go, we'll go through this. You want to turn people into dinosaurs. That is a fair point. The best Spider-Man villain. Non-subbed viewers receive points each 5 minutes of watching live. They receive 10. Active watching. Non-sub viewers receive points every 15 minutes of live watch time. I'm not sure what... Oh, like you have to actually click on that one. Participating in a raid. So if you stick around for a raid, you get an additional 250. If you follow, you get 300. If you are on a watch streak, if you watch consecutive streams, you get a little bonus. So honestly, it's really easy to rack up these points. I've got there are some channels I hang out in, and I just literally type a message in chat once every 15 minutes. You know, I'm barely there. I hang out in my friends' streams, and I just vibe and listen to them like while they're commentating, playing a game or whatever. And I'll just like type it. If I think of something relevant, I'll type it in chat. And I've got tens of thousands of points in some of these streamers' streams. And I'm just existing. I'm just like quasi there while I'm doing other shit. And if you are subbed, here we go. If you're subbed, you get a 1.2 times multiplier for watching, a 1.4 if you're a tier 2, and a 2 times if you're a tier 3. There you go. So like, this is the problem though, right? Is like, you can just collect these points ad infinitum. There's no way, like, this is why I've got the nothings, which nobody uses. I feel like someone is saving up for the real ultimate nothing, which is 3 million. You gotta go, you're running behind at work. Radio Arena, have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out. Rip to a goblin. Yes, indeed, we were talking about Prince Philippe. Anyway, he's dead. Let's have a look here at, he had a keen interest in religion and conservation. Despite dispatching a 2.58-foot tiger, 2.5 meter 8-foot tiger with a single shot on an official visit to India in 1961, finally some bad shit about the man. The same year he became president of the World Wildlife Fund UK. What a shock that is. There we go. He set out his views on the monarchy on several occasions, recognizing it could not be all things to all people and therefore would always find itself in a position of compromise or risk being kicked from both sides. But he argued people still respond more easily to symbolism than to reason. People instinctively understood the idea of representative rather than governing leader, and it was important for national identity, he maintained. He wanted some fuzzy slippers with teeth, yeah. Industry, science, and nature were other passions. One of his most famous speeches was in 1961 when he told leading industrialists, "Gentlemen, I think it's time we pulled our fingers out," and he loved gadgets. Okay, with his youthful good looks, yeah, that didn't stick around. And sporting prowess, Prince Philip was a pin-up. He played polo until in 1971 injury forced him to retire. That is such a bougie sport. I hate polo. Anytime I see anyone playing polo, I'm just like, you're a cunt. I just immediately know you're a posh, bougie cunt. What else was there? Born at the family home of Monrepos. It's either Monrepos or Monrepo. Apparently on the kitchen table. Marco Polo is awesome. Yes, indeed. I'd have a go on Marco Polo. I haven't gone swimming in ages. I need to go swimming again. Alright. A highly ambitious and complex man. I'm trying to find something bad about him. The best we've got so far is the tiger. A highly ambitious and complex man, he faced many obstacles in the early days of marriage at the palace. With no money and no title, the establishment thought him a little below the salt. George, is that the 6th? Oh, yeah. Was dismayed. His daughter wanted to marry the first man she had met and thought her too young. Queen Elizabeth, later the Queen Mother, never knowingly subtle, mischievously referred to him as the Hun, a reference to his mixed Danish, Russian, and German heritage. So his mixed white heritage. Her brother David Bose-Lyon dismissed him as a German. Well, I mean, in that time frame. Anyway, he succeeded in overcoming prejudice. Oh no, the awful prejudices he must have suffered as a wealthy royal, and set about creating a role in which he would become a linchpin of palace life. Is that how you spell that? I thought it was L-Y-N-C-H pin, linchpin. Describing her reliance on him, the Queen said in a speech to celebrate their golden wedding in 1997, he is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments. Who cares? The Duke of Edinburgh was many things, but one thing he was not a racist. Anyway, there we go. That's enough of him, I think. I'm about done with the Duke of Edinburgh. Rip Prince Philip of Edinburgh, or whatever, Duke of Edinburgh, whatever your name was. Is it weird to watch anime? No, at all. Not at all. Not at all. They're all fucking Germans, I know. Why are there so many really rich Nazis? I'm not saying all Germans are Nazis, for the record. I'm just saying, like, if you see a wealthy royal who is German, who is old, who was maybe an adult at the time of Nazi Germany, it's time to think about them a little bit. No, I haven't kept up on, like, stuff like Vodafone and things of that nature. I don't really keep up on whatever the hell they get up to. They've been German since George I. You mean the royals? The royal family? I did not know that. I am not a very good person who is supposed to be educated on these matters. Allegedly. I really should keep up to date on this shit. Napoleon should have invaded. Yes. Just... Can we resurrect Napoleon? Anyway. How are you, Mr. Sir? Let me just change this for a second. There we go. Biden will steal your guns because swords are cooler. We've gone over the Prince Philip thing, but I want to talk about something else now. But maybe we should stop for a second. We'll come back to Biden in a moment. I like that. I'm liking just having this here. This is by far my favorite fidget toy. I'm just sitting here holding on to a fucking sword. Although I will say this. I will say this right now. I was playing with this like crazy today. My infinity cube, which I keep dropping. This bitch right here. Okay, my infinity cube, which is awesome. And it's transy colored, sort of. As you can see, it's got the pink, it's got the blue. It needs a bit of white on it. I could peep what you posted in the sort of media. That I can do. Welcome to the Rogue Room, Stephanie90. How you doing? How's it going? But I will say this. Let me just look this up really quickly. I think I have this around somewhere and I need to find it. My butterfly knife pen. I've got one of these things. I think I need to buy a new one though because like one of the tips of it is broken. But I had a butterfly knife pen sitting around somewhere. It's still here somewhere. Once I find it, I'm breaking that baby out. We're going to play some... yeah, it's called the Bali Yo. It's so cool. And I am tempted to buy a butterfly knife to practice with, just because they're fun. But I guarantee you I'd fuck it up somehow and put it through my monitor, so probably won't do that. Slade517, how you doing? Welcome to the Rogue Room. Anywho, let's have a look at what you posted in the sort of media while we're in between stories. White boy summer, nah fam, it's white mage summer. Nice. Oh my goodness. I have been tempted to check out FF at some point, but I don't know if I will. Wilhelm was Hitler's right-hand man. Which one was Wilhelm? Oh, Phage, I'd get a blunt one. I wouldn't get one that's an actual knife. No way in hell. I would get a, oh, read your last message. Is it weird to watch anime? A lot of streamers say it's weird. No, oh, yeah, I said I don't think it's weird to watch anime. No. I think there are some people who get absolutely obsessive over anime, and that's weird, of course, you know. But at the same time, I want to be one of those people where it's like, you know, whatever you're into, you're into. As long as it's not harming anyone, whatever it is that you're interested in. Yeah, you know, if you're into something, as long as it's not hurting anyone, go nuts, you know. That's my way of looking at it. Dumplings and anime. There you go. You should join the women's... So hang on, what are we talking about? About the royal family and their Nazi leanings. Here we go. Palace defends footage of Queen's Nazi salute. Buckingham Palace says it is disappointing. The Sun newspaper has released a film showing the Queen and Queen Mother giving Nazi salutes around 1933. What a shock. Age 6 or 7 is shown at Balmoral raising her arm in a Nazi salute as she played alongside her sister Margaret. There goes the sword. I got it. You know what I need to do? I need to get something I can sit this on. So it can sit there next to me. There it is. Unshockingly, Prince Racist died. Indeed. Hello, Ferret King. How you going? It is disappointing that film shot 8 decades ago, apparently from Her Majesty's personal family archive, has been obtained and exploited in this manner. Yeah, your royal family. Who fucking cares if somebody disparages you? At that point, you should just expect it, honestly. Fuck rich people. And fuck guns. Yeah, Nazi saluting was a thing in 1933. But it wasn't until the 40s when World War II... Or like... Wasn't until like 1938? What's that? It's a sword. It's Ciri's sword from The Witcher 3. Zirael. But not really. But yeah, in 1933, the Nazi Party was sort of coming to prominence and power. I think Hitler seized emergency powers in 1933 as ambassador. Like, quite frankly, just rewatch the prequel trilogy of Star Wars and you'll get caught up on what happened in Nazi Germany, basically. But yeah, as far as I know, Hitler was Chancellor and then was given special emergency powers and then shit went sideways. And the Nazis happened. World War II happened, the genocides happened, bad shit went down. And the Nazis were around in 1933, so the Nazi salute was around in 1933. And we've talked about symbology before. We've talked about the idea that, you know, like, for example, how quickly and how prominently the Make America Great Again symbology cropped up around Donald Trump, right? When he was being elected. Almost immediately, there was just merch of MAGA, the red MAGA hats. They were everywhere in such a, like, shockingly short span of time. Those poor royal private documents. Oh my god, sorry. Those poor royal private documents being exploited. Every First Nations people in former British colonies asking politely for their artifacts back. Yeah. Yeah, Donald was our practice fascism. That's the unfortunate thing. Thank you for the posture check with a rose. That's the worrying thing, unfortunately, is that, yeah, Donald was indeed a practice fascist, and if there is another attempt, which there may be, because Mike Pence wants to run, and he'll probably take everything, you know, he was not learning from Trump, but, you know, you get the idea. Anyways, one thing you could say about Trump, he's great at branding. He is. He definitely is. He's good at riling up an audience around himself. I will say that much. He's certainly used what influence and power he has to stay in the news, to stay relevant, even though he's been cut off from most of like social media, for example. You don't see one in the mix. Ted Cruz is too soft. Ted Cruz is a bitch. Pence wants to run, but I don't think he has the panache. If you want to get upset about parasitism, then be upset about the right thing. Hang on. Funded by the rent from their property going to the government, you can claim the property is not really theirs, but that's another argument. Oh, I see. But anyway, on the subject of the American presidency, let's talk about the fact that Joe Biden will steal away your guns. The swords are cool thing is my own addendum. I just think that, Joe Biden should take away guns and instead replace them with swords. Because just the idea of if two people get into a fight, instead of bullets, they draw long swords and go, like, duel in the street. It's fucking... I did do the posture check. I did it. Return us to honorable combat, standard attention, like, you do this, you see someone who has dishonored you, you grab your sword at the hip, and you go, and you draw, on guard, which you don't really do with this kind of sword, but on guard! This kind of... I should stop yelling, my son's asleep in his bedroom. I can't get the sword in there, there we go. Anywho. Your favourite sword lesbian is here to show off her sword. But I can only show this one off on Twitch. The other one has to be saved for OnlyFans. Anyway. Daywolf, thank you for the host. I'm trying to rest that in such a way that it won't fall off my desk. Anywho, TOS. It's illegal to challenge someone to a duel in Tasmania. It's like totally... Wait, illegal or legal? Because I know there are certain places where it is still legal to challenge someone to a duel, but most people just don't know it's a thing. Remember when cops killed that cosplayer wielding a katana, but apparently this happens once every few months in America? Americans have right to bear arms to protect the Constitution. It's so that if they have a president go rogue, they can protect themselves. Yeah, but the thing is, there are a lot of people in the United States who just genuinely believe they have reason to believe that Joe Biden is that president, is the thing. And most, like, it's entirely in that, the way that the United States is so divided. Thank you for the clip, Kez. I'm going to download that one. Cutthroat Cutie, welcome to the Rogue Room. Anyway, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the gun control discussion. Let's talk about gun control debate. And talk about Joe Biden. An international embarrassment. Biden announces gun violence plan, which is a fucking good thing. It's not a good thing that it's an international embarrassment, but there have been, in 2021, so far, I can think of already, we're only in April, 10 mass shootings. At least. There's been more than that. There's been more than that. But I just went and looked it up. Mass shootings in America in 2021. And there's been at least 10. At least. Joe Biden has announced a series of policies aimed at curbing gun violence in the US, a phenomenon the president described as an epidemic and international embarrassment. An estimated 100 people die from gun violence each day in the United States, according to Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland, which, don't worry, is not Merrick DeVille. It's not an alternate name for Merrick DeVille. It's alright. It's not Communist Gun Girl. Recent mass shootings at massage parlors in Atlanta, Georgia, and a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. Those happened like 4 days ago. Not 4 days ago. 4 days apart. It was like one shooting and then immediately another shooting. It was ridiculous. Have reignited debate about gun control in the US. Gun violence in this country is an epidemic and an international embarrassment, Biden said at a ceremony in the White House Rose Garden. This is an epidemic, for God's sake, and it has to stop. The idea that we have so many people dying from gun violence each day is a blemish on the character of our nation. He's absolutely right there. Pour one out for the bruv. Pour one out for Prince Philip. Big Phil. Big ol' Phil. Biden announced that within 30 days the Justice Department would issue a rule to stop the proliferation of ghost guns, kits that allow people to easily construct their own firearms. Such weapons cannot be easily traced by law enforcement due to the lack of a serial number. The Justice Department will also issue a rule that pistol braces are covered by regulations in the National Firearms Act and need to be registered. The alleged shooter in last month's Boulder killings appeared to have used a pistol with an arm brace, which can make firearms more stable and accurate. Yeah, piss one out in his grave. That's what I mean. Excuse me. Neither Obama nor Hillary Clinton or Biden have ever talked about removing the Second Amendment, just taking action on mass shootings. Yeah, which is what they should be doing. They always go on and on about how they're going to strip away the Second Amendment. And none of these people have ever said they're going to take away the Second Amendment. However, Biden has commented on it a little bit later on in the article. The Biden administration will also publish model red flag laws designed to limit gun sales to high-risk customers for state legislatures to follow. Hello, Chokin. How you going? Gun control advocate Fred Gutenberg, whose daughter died in a mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, described the measures as the boldest gun control reforms in the past 30 years, which is a fucking good thing. Yeah, Second Amendment's not in danger. However, Biden acknowledged far more would have to be done to seriously dent gun violence deaths, and that he was limited in what he could achieve through executive orders. He called on Congress to pass a series of gun control bills, including banning assault weapons. Do not autoplay your video, thank you very kindly. Banning assault weapons, I totally agree with this. Requiring universal background checks, absolutely necessary. Why is that not already a thing? For firearm purchasers, and ending legal immunity for gun manufacturers. They've offered plenty of thoughts and prayers, members of Congress, Biden said, but they have not passed a single new federal law to reduce gun violence. Enough prayers, time for some action. Fucking based. Like, as many criticisms as you might have of Joe Biden, you have to admit that is a good fucking thing. Are the right wing freaking out? More than likely. I haven't seen much of the response to this. I found this article on Facebook, and I am reluctant to go back and look at the comment sections on Facebook, because if I wanted to kill brain cells, this would actually be a bottle of vodka, not a bottle of water. Anyway. He said it was a phony argument to claim such policies were an infringement on the Second Amendment right to firearms. No amendment to the Constitution is absolute. Hostile, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Passing gun control legislation would require the support of at least 10 Republicans in the Senate, which seems to be highly unlikely, unfortunately, if not impossible at the moment. A push to require universal background checks for firearm purchases introduced after the death of 20 young children at a school shooting in Sandy Hook, which some people still believe, thanks to Alex Jones, was a psyop, not a real thing. It was a complete fabrication, like they used child actors or something. Connecticut fizzled out in 2013 because of a lack of support from Republicans. Garland said Americans were dying from gun violence at a staggering pace, given 11,000 people have already lost their lives to firearms this year. The National Rifle Association responded to the announcement in a tweet, said, Biden is dismantling the Second Amendment. It's time to stand and fight. I gotta find this tweet. Alright, hang on. Let me look this up. I need to find this tweet now. I have to find this tweet now. Can I search on Twitter? Here we go. Yeah, here we go. That's okay. Let's have a look at this. Anyway, why can't we have assault weapons? Why do you need an assault weapon? You shouldn't need an assault weapon. You're a gun owner, AMA. You think gun control needs major reform and gun abolishment would be lovely. Would be lovely? I'm in the particular situation of, like, we looked at Port Arthur a little while back, which, holy shit, do not look up the Port Arthur massacre. You will cry. It's bad. But what it led to was a mass ban on guns in Australia. Like, you can't own guns in Australia anymore as a result of Port Arthur. But of course, America is a much larger country, and a lot of its states, like, it's not a larger country in terms of its land mass, but in terms of its population. It's like, how many people are in America? Like, nearly 400 million. Australia's got like 25 million people, right? And it was significantly less in the late 90s when Port Arthur happened, or early 90s, I think. Let me have a look. I don't want to look this up again, but when did it happen? Port Arthur massacre happened in 1996. And almost immediately afterwards, Prime Minister John Howard. Was it John Howard? No, I don't think it was John Howard, was it? Let me have a look. Was it John Howard? Yeah, it was John Howard. It was John Howard. Let me find it. Yeah, pressured the states to adopt gun law proposals. Let's see. I can't find it. Yeah. John Howard gun laws. Until 1996, the federal government had little role in firearms law. Following the Port Arthur massacre, the Howard government, with strong media and public support, introduced uniform gun laws with the cooperation of all the states, brought about through threats to the Commonwealth funding arrangements. Yeah, let's go. Fucking swords. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do swords. We're doing swords now. We're not doing guns anymore. And, you know, John Howard stood there in front of an angry crowd of gun owners without wearing a bulletproof vest. And said, you know, this is what's happening. We're getting rid of the guns. And you know how many shootings happen in Australia these days? You know how many shootings are happening these days in Australia? Not a lot, let me tell you. It's quite good. Anyway, coming back. Hello, Sabercat. How you doing? The US gun laws prior to the 1960s was an entirely different country than today. The NRA is evil. Can you bring me up to speed on that, Zaylor? I'm interested. Norway's only had one massive shooting. We could still buy our guns, and you're fine with that. Though we only get weapons for target shooting or hunting, you won't get a license for a .50 rifle. There you go. Guns are like a baby's pacifier for a certain kind of hog. If you were in Australia, you'd make a gun that would shoot spiders. Shit ton of guns got buried so the government wouldn't find them, but even so, we're still way down on shootings. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not perfect, but it's far better than, you know, having at least 10 mass shootings in 2021 alone, you know. Oh yeah, exclamation mark raffle. If you want to get in on the Valheim raffle, if you've got 1,000 amethysts, those are the channel points. It's a pair of black denim shorts, not a skirt. Yeah, a shit ton of guns got buried so the government wouldn't find them. There you go. In America, there are plenty of voters on the right who are single-issue voters when it comes to guns. But there are a few voters on the left who are single-issue about guns. It makes it much harder for the Dems to really get serious about passing gun reform, especially when you have Dems who love Republicans like Joe Manchin or even Joe Biden. Hydrate, thank you for the hydration. Thank you, Draco. Waffle! Now I want waffles. Thanks for that. War Chicken, welcome to the broker. The United States has a major problem. Guns are a part of that, but for some reason Americans carry out a lot of violence. The real upsetting thing is the violence in NI, or is that supposed to be IN, or is it North something? We just got peace. Oh, hang on, North Ireland. I was reading about the North Ireland thing. Sorry, I'm in America brain. Anyway, Northern Ireland. Yeah, we'll look into that. Give me an article for that, because we'll look into that. We'll do a segment on that. What's wrong with assault weapons? No one needs to have an assault weapon. Quite frankly, no one needs to have an assault weapon. Period. Like, just end of discussion. No one needs. Here's the thing, right? I've heard a lot of people make the argument. It's like, oh, well, it's legal to smoke. It's legal to drink. It's legal to drive a car. All of these things can kill people. It's legal to own a kitchen knife. But the thing is, all of those things serve a purpose that is not killing people. What purpose, pray tell, does an assault rifle have that is not explicitly designed for killing? There's my argument. If I run someone over with my car, yeah, that's fucking shit. I've killed someone with my car. I didn't want to do that. But if I own a gun, the explicit intent is that I'm probably going to use that gun to kill someone at some point. Whether I do or don't is another issue. But the gun itself is a thing designed to kill people and animals. Unfortunately, in the Great Emu War of Australia, the guns were not enough. We'll get our revenge. But anyway, we're not going to get our revenge with guns. We're going to get our revenge on the emus with swords. Actually, no. You know how we got our revenge? You know how we got our revenge on the emus? We put the cunts in zoos. You just go to a zoo and see an emu. It's more like if you want the heaviest firepower to defend yourself from threats. What threats are you under threat from, though, is the question I want to ask. It's like, what are you under threat from? You think if the government turns fash, that your ability to own firearms is going to protect you? If they need to shut down any kind of rebellion or anything like that, they can absolutely quash rebellion in an instant. The United States government has far more firepower than any civilian does. Doesn't matter what you have, the government's got better. If the government did turn fascist, the gun owners sided with the fash. Yeah, exactly. The majority of the people who are very, very pro-gun oorah sided with the fascists. Like, what do you think is going on here? The Second Amendment ain't exactly protecting the people. And yes, prison reform as well. Prison reform, not for the emus. Fuck them guys. Yeah, Second Amendment came in when arms were flintlock rifles that took one shot and took forever to reload, not semi-automatics. I don't disagree with the idea of owning pistols. We roasted them in the bushfires. Oh, that's atrocious. Oh no. But, if we storm Area 52, they can't take us all out. Humvees have guns that do 2,000 rounds a minute. Oh my god, I'm so glad the Area 51 thing turned out to be just a meme. And the people who were there, like, they were there, they were legit, but they were just vibing. They weren't doing anything. They weren't actually going to invade. They got to the gate and they couldn't go any further. It was great. That was honestly just kind of wholesome in a way. I love that. So that was that guy on about... So that was that guy on about Chatterbox in GTA 3. Yes, there was legitimately an emu war. There was legitimately an emu war. There were emus harassing farmers... So the farmers petitioned the government to bring in military with firearms to chase out the emus. And because the guns at the time, this was like in the early 1900s, the guns at the time weren't exactly groundbreaking. Yeah, they ran out of ammo and that's why the emus won. So they had a body count. The emus didn't kill anyone, but they still lost. They still lost the emu war. I forget what exactly happened that eventually turned things around. Should watch this together. What's this one? I've got a bunch of stories I gotta... The secret plan for Prince Philip's death, Operation Fourth Bridge explained. I wanna look at this Northern Ireland thing though. A lot of people are sharing this today, which is fair enough since it makes some relevant points, but doesn't apply exactly to what's happening at the moment. So, well, yeah. Have we got like a news article? We've got something that covers what's going on in full detail about what's going on in Northern Ireland. Because I'm intrigued by that. But let's come back to the guns. The emus adapted and developed tactics. Yeah, they did! They legitimately developed tactics! They developed ambush tactics to avoid the guns. Emus are fucking smart, man. This is why if we have a second emu war, I don't think we can... We might have more impressive technology, but... Okay, where's the BBC article? Let me come back to that. North Ireland riots. What is behind the violence in Northern Ireland? Alright, let's keep that up for a moment. Anyway. But yeah, let's be clear as we're watching this Biden circus. We haven't even finished the article. Let's be clear. As we're watching this Biden circus, these actions could require Americans to surrender lawful property, push states to expand confiscation orders, and put a gun control lobbyist to head ATF. Biden is dismantling the Second Amendment. No sensible person will oppose these sensible actions by the president. It's time for bold action. I mean, he's right. This person's right. You know? Let's be clear, you're a goddamn terrorist organization. Stop controlling the Second Amendment narrative with money and lies. Fucking based. Funded by the Russians and is now bankrupt both financially and morally. What is the NRA doing in terms of its finances? Probably not good optics to use stand and fight when the former guy used the same language and caused an insurrection. Bingo bango. My full solidarity, double space, sir, double space, with all of you right there, double space. You are under a socialism dictatorship, space, double space, right now, double space. Just like I have in my country, Argentina. No, that's not correct at all. That is not correct at all. Show me one way in which the United States is socialist. The NRA is dependent on gun sales. They've recently had serious legal troubles and are facing bankruptcy. They could care less about the Second Amendment, but rather care more about profit. What a shock. Totally not a bot TM. A friend of mine went and purchased a gun. That was more than 6 months ago. The spam in his email account has ballooned to over 100 emails geared toward the Republican Party. He's a registered Democrat. You're making threats? Yeah. Yeah, let's report it. Report tweet. It's abusive or harmful. Threatening violence or physical harm? No, it doesn't contain private information. Who is the NRA targeting? Someone else. There we go. Fuck it. We're reporting the NRA. Fuck it. What do you think should happen with the guns? Take them off. Take assault weapons off people. The thing is, I don't really care about, say, your 10 amethysts off a raffle ticket. They just stick around for a little bit longer. You'll be able to get yourself a raffle ticket. Has anyone else redeemed the raffle ticket? Let's just double check that really quickly. Has anyone else redeemed the raffle ticket? I don't think so. But anyway, let me think for a second. Like, weapons that cannot be used in and cannot be defined as assault weapons. You know, things with the capacity to unload, I don't know, how many rounds would an assault rifle be able to fire in a second, for example? Give me an example of that. Like, something that can just spray an excess amount. Let me have a look here. I redeemed one. Ignore that. I think I've got everybody on the list. Yep. 2 to 3 rounds if you're really fast. But like, something like, say, oh, where is my damn raffle tickets? Hang on. I want to keep my raffle open so I can see it. Here we go. So I've got, okay, the raffle tickets are up to date. Good. Good. Isn't the definition of an assault rifle based on having semi-automatic and fully automatic functionality? Yeah, like, what civilian needs to have a weapon that can unload fully automatic? Is yours in it? Did you redeem one? Did you redeem one? Hang on, let me see. I don't... Oh, yes. No, you're not in here for some reason. You're supposed to be in there. I don't know how that got missed. There we go. I'll put you in. There you are. Part of Chloe's stream when you guys rated, so you came to check us out. Thank you. Thank you, Ocho. There you are. You're in the raffle. Thank you for reminding me. Goodness. Isn't the definition of an assault rifle based on it having semi-automatic? Yeah, we read that bit. AR-15, maximum effective rate of 45 rounds per minute. Yeah, so like, in what capacity do you need to have a weapon that can fire a lethal shot 45 times in a minute? You know, why is that a thing that any civilian needs to have? That's my question. I only recently learned, and like, let's not act like it's a let's not act like it's a preparing for the inevitable rebellion thing, because again, like we mentioned before, the majority of the people who are super pro-gun were part of that attempted insurrection on January 6th. And otherwise, the majority of the times we're hearing about assault weapons are from mass shootings. So I'm not seeing the argument. I'm not seeing the benefit of anyone owning assault rifles. Now, owning a pistol, for example, or maybe a shotgun, I can understand. If it's a single shot thing that, you know, is designed to incapacitate a person, if you, say, have a home invader and you want to get rid of them real quick, you know, you still shouldn't be trying to kill someone. But there's this ridiculous narrative of like the or defend from bears, I suppose. But there's this narrative around like the good guy with the gun. Like, if there's a shooting going down, there's going to be that one good guy with a gun. I haven't seen him yet. Haven't seen the good guy with the gun yet. Where's the good guy with the gun that they keep going on about? Whenever there's a shooting, suddenly the good guy with a gun is nowhere to be seen. It's like an urban legend. Wonder why that is. Yeah, it happens, but it's extremely uncommon. That's not a justification. Super Sweet Boy, thank you so kindly for the host. It's shameful there wasn't gun licenses installed after the Sandy Hook massacre. Yeah, why is it not a universal thing? Like, for example, you need a license and registration for a car, which is designed to get you from point A to point B. Why is it that it's not the same kind of universal constant that you need a license and registration for a firearm that is literally designed to take the life of other people? It's a malicious thing designed to kill. Why does it not require a license and registration that needs to be routinely updated? You know, keeping track of who owns these things. Carolyn, you're going in the raffle. If I can spell your name correctly, that would be nice. I went Carplin and then a colon, a semicolon. I massively fucked that up. Oops. I think you might need a license. Super Sweet Boy, going into the raffle. Again, if you folks have missed it, we are drawing a copy of Valheim on Monday night after we do our catch-up stream, our post-mortem. Big Hairy Kev, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing, mate? We're doing a post-mortem. Draco, thank you for the hydration. On sports, my latest video essay. If you've not already watched it, please, would you kindly go check this out. It's 42 minutes long. Maybe save it for a bit later. We're going to have a chit-chat about the trans athletes thing on Monday. Yeah, gun owners should have insurance like we do for cars. Is that going to cover people who get shot by someone who owns a gun? Oh, we did. Oh, okay, we did read this entire Biden article. Okay, there we go. Torbadills, how's it going? The first gun restrictions. Yeah, I mean, that is true, but it's still not a justification for allowing, again, most of the we need more restrictions on white folks owning guns, given the tendency towards white people being mass shooters. Saw the YouTube video on trans athletes. Really enjoyed it. Might be bringing me home to mother. Oh. So what's the go with gun insurance? Someone explain that to me. What's the situation with the gun insurance thing? Because I'm not quite sure I understand what the suggestion is. What difference that makes. But yeah, it's not really a race issue. In a case like America where there's more guns that are owned in the United States than there are people, I forget what the exact ratio is, but I think the last time I checked, it was like there were 80 million more guns in the United States than there are actual civilians, and you have to consider that a lot of those civilians are children. So there's a lot of people in the United States who own guns, who are adults, of course. But yeah, like, I don't understand what the argument is against tighter restrictions on owning something that's designed to kill people. Didn't we already do this? We did the royal family thing. Fuck the royal family. The New Deal, the federal government established the Commerce Clause, which gave them the ability to regulate gun sales via crossing state lines, but since the US Constitution did not give the federal government direct rule over it, it went to the states, so states get to regulate the sale of guns within their own state, and that is how you end up with gun show loophole. Since the sale is within the state and not regulated by the federal government, there is no background check. I see. Okie dokie. And yeah, there's most certainly a criminalization of the black population. And this is the thing, like, there is a guy who I did follow, and I agree with his stance, especially in the situation that America is in. Like, the particular scenario with gun ownership in the United States is very difficult, which is why there are so many people against the idea of increased gun regulation. But again, I don't think there's a problem with regulating the current situation with guns in an attempt to reduce violence, reduce gun deaths. But there was a guy who was getting around training black people in his communities in how to properly protect themselves with firearms, because the situation was, you know, they are at risk of, well, potentially getting shot by a cop, for example, because, again, the institutional racism of America. Excuse me. So this guy was, you know, going around to different black neighborhoods and teaching them how to properly, like, for free, teaching them properly how to handle a gun and informing them on gun ownership, which I think is a good thing when you've got that kind of situation where there is a chance that a black teenager might get shot in the back by a cop, you know? The only time there was substantial gun reform passed in the US was when black people were actively arming themselves in the 70s or 80s under Reagan, yeah. And that's probably like the one argument, but it's still not entirely a great argument. Universally no good. Fuck the royal family. Preferable to a Lord Protector or President? Really? Why is that? Reagan was more anti-gun when he was governor of California in the 60s or 70s. There you go. 75% of the audience is based. Fuck yes. Can buy a gun without ever having used one before? Yeah. You should require training, you should require background checks, and you should require licensing. If you have enough for the raffle, then you just got to click on the little channel points option and scroll down. There's an option called raffle ticket for 1,000. Yeah, like, the UK has both the Prime Minister and the Queen, and it's questionable, like, what is the Queen's role in all of this? She seems largely just... Throughout my entire life, I've only ever known the Queen to just be a symbol. She's just the lady what sits on the throne and is the Queen, I suppose. There we go, Talon Ray, you're going into the draw to win a copy of Valheim. We've got a lot of entrants. This is cool, dude. We got, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 entrants. That's on Steam. Yes, it is. And we're drawing it on Monday night. So get keen. Get keen as a bean. What are my pronouns? Type exclamation mark rogue in the chat and you'll find out. My pronouns are she, her. But also, I just like that little command because it tells you a little bit about me. I need to add the sword lesbian thing. Fitness fanatic, out and proud trans woman, sword lesbian. Needs to be in there. You should, like, wait till Monday. You might win it, Talon. You might win it. There we go. NBSP getting in the draw. There we go. 21 entrants for Monday night's draw of Valheim. Remember, if you're not already following, you can follow and get a 300 amethysts up off the bat. Let's just say, for example, if you were to follow me right now, if you're not already following me, you get 300 amethysts. If you were to stick around for the entire stream, which should go for about another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and we raid somebody and you stick around for that, you'll get another 250. Plus you get channel points just for sitting here and vibing and chilling. You know, Commie Scum getting in on that raffle action, mate. I'm gonna do this again. This is fun. We'll do another giveaway soon. This is fun. Can you stream on a low? Can you do Steam on a low spec MacBook? Probably. I can use your entry as the Ferret King if you want to. There we go. I'll just label it as for the Ferret King. There you go. There we go. Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, I've mentioned that before. Like, if you want to enter for someone else, you can do that. I don't mind if you want to enter for someone else. If you want to be that kind of, you know, pay it forward kind of nice person, I'm cool with that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, there we go. Gun violence. Biden is calling for an end to gun violence, which is not a bad thing. I'm the king. Well, I didn't vote for you. With a monarch, the government has no clear control over the military. Every PM has had to request the monarchy allow the use of the military, which is way protecting the public. And the shadow cabinet, as the Puritan government of Oliver Cromwell, would arrest opposition members who voted against their legislations like the banning of music, dancing, and theatre. Music, dancing, the theatre, alcohol, and even mince pies on Christmas Day. The prize is a copy of Valheim on Steam. You follow, but that's all you know how to do on here. Just chill out, yeah. You want to donate your entry to somebody. Well, if you want to do that, if you have someone in mind, keep them in mind. That sounds good. That sounds cool. It sounds chill. Again, like if you want to enter the raffle for somebody else to win the prize, that's totally cool with me. Just like, you know, if you do win, send me a DM with whoever it is, whose username, whose Steam username you want me to send the gift to. And I will, of course, credit you as the reason that they're getting a copy of the game. Cromwell just basically banned fun. Real question is, if the Queen declares herself the absolute ruler of the UK, how many people would support her? Good question. Yes, the copy is for Valheim. There you go. It's for a copy of Valheim, sorry. The raffle is for a copy of Valheim. So if you're keen on that, exclamation mark raffle will tell you all about it if you need to know all about it. Banned fun for everyone but himself. Was he a big cokehead? Was he on coke? I want to be on coke. Excuse me. Let me think here. So, we're done with that. We're done with Biden. We'll come back and we'll talk about a couple of things. Let me add this article in here because we can try to blitz through these. What is behind the violence in Northern Ireland? Which again, I'm only hearing about this as of today. I didn't even know this was going on. So this is it's good to talk about this kind of stuff that's beyond shit that's going on in America, Australia, and Britain. Not necessarily, you know, the whole Brexit thing has made matters a lot worse for anyone who is even Britain adjacent. Lemaine, welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Dirty console player. Oh, well, that sucks. And Tubular Harp, welcome to the Rogue Room. I missed that, sorry. We don't have follow alerts turned on at the minute. The military pledges allegiance to the monarchy and thence the country. I like that word, thence. Thence the country, not the politicians. Alright. Coke makes you feel like God for an hour, and boy do you let everyone know, and then you get to spend the come down feeling miserable about how shitty a human being you were. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's call a break there for about 5 minutes. I need to take a leak. Refill my vodka, as you do. Oh, no, I don't actually. I've still got a fair bit of vodka in there. Anyway, well, let me just take another quick swig of that. There you go, Draco. Anyways, your favorite sword lesbian is going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the Boston Dynamics robot. Aurora. There you go, my friend. We'll come back in a moment. Don't go away, folks. If you've not already, I'm gonna play an ad. I'm gonna play a quick ad break, which is not really gonna matter because it's on a Be Right Back screen anyway. But if you don't want to see ads, you can subscribe. I'm just throwing that out there. You also get some cool emotes. Just realized I didn't turn the music up for you folks. How rude of me. I should have turned the music up. Alright, we're getting off the, oh, I just noticed, because I ran that ad. My stream dashboard actually says to me, pre-rolls are off for the next 21 minutes. I should do what Cat's Kitchen was doing the other night, rolling 90 seconds of ads. I'll do that during my because that turns off pre-rolls for like an hour or something. So I guess I should figure out how long it would be for me to run ads, so that, you know, you folks don't put up with ads at all during the stream. You know, if I run the ads right in the banging middle when I'm not here, we should be all fine and dandy, hopefully. It's about 30 minutes for 90 seconds of ads, yeah. Wait, really? How much? I ran a 1 minute ad break, I think. Let me check. I think that was a 1 minute ad break. Play ad. Yeah, I ran a 60-second ad and it gave me 21 minutes free of ads. Okay. There we go. Fuck ad breaks, man. I hate ads. Genuinely hate. 33 minutes for 180. Are you serious? That's fucked. Oh, yeah. We're off the vodka. We're onto the hard stuff now. I mean, we know the vodka's water, let's be honest. It's not a very clever joke. We're onto the Cabernet. Is it... I think this is... Shiraz Cabernet. Yes, indeed it is. We're getting onto the Shiraz, mate. The Shiraz. Juicy Shiraz. I actually don't mind this one. And also, I've been doing my RSA today, which is my responsible service of alcohol, meaning your girl's gonna go work at a bar and mix some banging fucking cocktails, mate. Alright, I'm gonna mix some banging cocktails. This is far more than a standard serving of wine, let me tell you right now. This is probably at least 2.1 standard drinks. Excuse me. The oath taken by a member of the Aussie Navy, Army or Air Force is, I, Abigail the Great, swear that I will well and truly serve Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors according to law, as a member of the insert Royal Australian Navy, Australian Army or Royal Australian Air Force, and that I will resist her enemies and faithfully discharge my duty according to law, so help me God. Anyway, so what's the situation here? The Unionists are all staying back and getting blamed. Loyalists who are doing a violence. Are we talking about the Northern Ireland thing? Is that what we're talking about? Do we want to do the Northern Ireland thing, or do we want to do the Boston Dynamics robot thing? There's also a bit of transy stuff in here that I wanted to talk about, but we spent so long on the first two stories. This is why, genuinely, I want to do longer streams, mates. I want to do longer streams, mates, but I don't know if I can justify it just yet. The robot dog thing is terrifying. It is, but it's not just terrifying because it's a robot dog. It's terrifying because the French army is testing the robot dog in combat scenarios. But yeah, I might, maybe starting next week, maybe like the first half of the week, my streams will be longer. We'll see how we go, depending on a number of factors, but next week we might start doing longer streams. I can't do longer streams on Thursdays, Fridays, because I've got the kids, so they've got to go to bed first, and then I can only start at like 9 PM, which I do now. But next week I might start, say 6 PM on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, and we can cover more news. But yeah, okay, we'll quickly blitz through this, and then we'll go to Northern Ireland. Because I want to point this out, the French army is testing Boston Dynamics robot dog Spot in combat scenarios. So Spot the dog is going into combat. Need I tell you why that's fucking atrocious and terrifying and I'm scared now? Who saw Terminator? Anyway, Spot the quadruped robot built by US firm Boston Dynamics has appeared along soldiers during military exercises carried out by the French army. The robot was apparently being used for reconnaissance during a 2-day training exercise, but the deployment raises questions about how and where Boston Dynamics machines will be used in the future. Well, in future, but I added the in there for the sake of it. Pictures of the exercises were shared on Twitter by France's foremost military school. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. It described the test as raising students' awareness of the challenges of tomorrow, which include the robotization of the battlefield. Here's a thought. Maybe we could not roboticize the battlefield. That might be a good idea. You know, raising students' awareness of the challenges of tomorrow. Yeah, how about we just not need to do that? It's entirely within the scope of human capacity that we just don't. We're in control of this. We could just not. Anyway. A report by the French newspaper Ouest France offers more detail, saying that Spot was one of a number of robots being tested by students from the Combined Arms School with the intention of assessing the usefulness of robots on future battlefields. Boston Dynamics Vice President of Business Development Michael Perry told The Verge that the robot had been supplied by a European distributor, Shark Robotics, and that the US firm had not been notified about this particular use, so Boston Dynamics didn't know. We're learning about it as you are, says Perry. We're not clear on the exact scope. Have I read that correctly? So Boston Dynamics is not aware of it, and that the US firm had not been notified about this particular use. We're not clear on the exact scope of this engagement. The company says it was aware that its robots were being used with the French government, including the military. During the 2-day deployment, West France says that soldiers ran a number of scenarios, including an offensive action, capturing crossroads, defensive actions during night and day, and an urban combat test. Each scenario was performed using just humans and then using humans and robots together to see what difference the machines made. France is going to send in robot dogs in Kamala's water wars. There you go. Roboticizing the battlefield leads to Gundams. That is a very fair point. I like it. Anyway. Dude, the straps on this keep falling off. This is the problem. Can I make a really off-color joke? Do I have... Hang on. Here you go. Let's just do it this way. A 1-minute poll. Can I make a really off-color joke? Vote for it. It's not, I mean, I feel like it might only be mildly offensive to trans folks. But you know I work out. You know I'm the kind of person who likes to go to the gym. I like to deadlift. I like to lift shoulders. I like to train. You know, my particular thing is I like to go to the gym. And there's a certain muscle group, that the nickname of that muscle is similar to... Who's voting nah? There's a muscle that is named in a similar way to a slur that is used against transgender people. I'll wait. I'll continue to wait. Oh, why is this so close? Why is this so close? You're out of bits, Billy. Thank you for the 100 bits. This is the problem with being a trap with traps. My straps keep sliding off my traps is what I'm saying. They just like keep going like this. I can't keep a strap on. Abigail, what the fuck? Why did you say the phrase? Why did you say the specific English words strap and on in that sequence? Hoochie Mama. Look, someone please clip that, yes. Anyway, raffle ticket, Tattaby Assassin. Joining in on the raffle. How you going, mate? I'll throw you in there. So NBSP, because you redeemed a raffle ticket, but Ferret King already owns Valheim, what are you going to do there? There you go. I keep losing my strap-ons. I don't have one yet. My day ain't going so good for puns. But yeah, legitimately, I can't wear strappy things because they fall off. Like, Anyway, yet. No one take away my strap-ons. Yeah, I mean, I don't need a strap-on yet. Shut up. You're not allowed to comment on my lack of strap-ons. Not me with my 14-inch penis. Anyway, look. Let's come back to Boston Dynamics, alright? Oh great, during the urban combat phase where we weren't using robots, I died. Fox, thank you so kindly for the hydration. Phrasing, thank you Super Sweet Boy. I just realized the Super Meat Boy comparison in your name there. I can't believe how dumb I am that I missed that. Thank you so kindly for the clip. I am putting together a channel trailer, by the way, so if you get some good shit on the stream, if you see some good shit on the stream, clip it. I'm making a channel trailer, and it's going to have a bunch of just stupid, funny bullshit that represents what is the Rogue Room. What is the Rogue Room? I don't know what the Rogue Room is. I think we're a news station at this point. I guess. Leftist politics with a trans agenda. Transgender agenda. Anyway, come back to this. I'll check in a moment, Sabercat. You knew a guy with an 11-inch penis. More accurately, a guy. His name was Guy. Super Meat Boy and your IRL surname. There you go. Sources quoted in the article say that the robots slowed down operations and helped keep troops safe. During the urban combat phase where we weren't using robots, I died, but I didn't die when we had the robot do a recce first. A recce first. I read that as Reese. I'm assuming that means reconnaissance. One soldier is quoted as saying, they added that one problem was Spot's battery life. It apparently ran out of juice during an exercise and had to be carried out. It's not clear what role Spot was playing. Neither Shark Robotics nor the, I'm not saying that, had replied to requests for comment at the time of writing, but such and such France suggested it was being used for recon. The 70-pound Spot, 31 kilos, is equipped with cameras and can be remote controlled with its 4 legs, allowing it to navigate terrain that would challenge wheeled or treaded robots. To date, it's been used to remotely survey a number of environments from construction sites to factories and underground mines. In addition to Spot, other machines are being tested by the French military, including Optio X-20, a remote-controlled vehicle with tank treads and an auto-cannon. This is why I think this is a problem. You see the problem? See the issue? Recce's pieces. Do you see the issue? What I've got here with the fact of testing robots in the military. Why do we need robots with auto-cannons attached to them? This bad thing. You're tired, you might go to bed. Rightio, Fox. Have a good sleep. It will still be concluded that humans do it better and cost less to kill. I suppose so, technically, but keep in mind that technology, you know, we live under a capitalistic power structure that is throwing shit away all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised if they find a way to make these things cheaper and more disposable so they can send robots into armed combat situations to mow down brown people in the Middle East for the purposes of stealing their oil, and then justify the fact that if any of them get mowed down, it's like, oh, well, we can just make some more, you know. We can't recreate Shadow Moses without having actual Metal Gear. You need an autocannon to cook bacon. Can we get an autocannon to cook bacon referring to mowing down cops? ACAB. Anyway, they're also using Ultro, a wheeled robot mule made for carrying equipment built by French state military firm Nexter, and Barracuda, a multi-purpose wheeled drone that can provide mobile cover to soldiers with attached armor plating. Was basically the plot of Chappie. That's one I haven't seen, actually. Oh my god, this just keeps going on and on. Oh, look. It's the Satan shoes! It's the Satan shoes. I want those. Updated to clarify that Boston Dynamics was aware its robots were being used with the French military, but not for this specific 2-day exercise. There we go. Call me what you want. I love that song. It's so good. Can we just appreciate Lil Nas X for a minute, just in general? Can we just appreciate Lil Nas X? I feel like we need to. Anyway. Okay, so, Boston Dynamics Perry told The Verge that the company had clear policies forbidding suppliers or customers from weaponizing the robot, but that the firm is still evaluating whether or not to ban non-weaponized deployments by military customers. We think that the military, to the extent that they do use robotics to take people out of harm's way, we think that's a perfectly valid use of the tech, says Perry. With this forward deployment model that you're discussing, it's something we need to better understand to determine whether or not it's actively being used to harm people. That's good. Spot's terms and conditions forbid it from being used to harm to harm or intimidate any person or animal as a weapon or to enable any weapon. That's good shit. We unequivocally do not want any customer using the robot to harm people. So, you know, Spot is still being tested by a number of US police forces, including the NYPD, but Boston Dynamics has always stressed that its machines will never be armed. The NYPD deploys a robot dog again. This is from back in February. The cyberpunk dystopia is here. Yay! Cyberpunk! If you weren't aware, I'm sorry. You're living in a cyberpunk dystopia. Yeah, we're in a cyberpunk dystopia, but we don't get the cool arm blades. Dude, I want to be Adam Jensen. Except, like, female. Eve Jensen. I want to have, like, a thing built into my torso that spews out a bunch of grenades if I need to. Not that I'll ever need that particular technology, but it'd be cool. It's like, look, I can throw grenades out, and then I accidentally kill all of my friends at the board game party, and I'm like, oh shit. Forgot that would happen. Adam Jensen from Deus Ex. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Okay, the Whisper. Let's have a look at the Whisper. What have we got? CGI. Hang on. New robot soldiers. New robot makes soldiers obsolete. Corridor digital. Are we allowed to watch this? I guess we'll watch this. Call me when you want. Call me when you need. Oh yeah, I've seen this. I think I've seen this. I've seen bits of this. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah. Obviously, for anyone who missed it, this is all CGI. This is all fake. Based off, you know, the kind of abuse that Boston Dynamics does to their actual robots. If you look at the actual legitimate Boston Dynamics situations, they do abuse their robots a bit to check their stabilization and check how they, like, you know, how they behave. It's very well animated. This is, yeah, Corridor Digital. Why am I not subscribed to them, actually? Corridor is fucking great. You look at some of their videos where they do, like, CGI stuff. It's incredible. It's really well done. Okay, like you can see a little bit of like the artifacting around the CGI. Like you can see that it's not perfectly lit, but it's very, very, very well lit. You know, lighting is like 100%, not 100%. Lighting is like 90% of what makes good CGI. So if you see bad CGI in a movie, I guarantee you it's the lighting that's throwing it off in a movie or a TV show or anything. Just T-posing. This is so fucking good. Oh, dude, I need to do Nerf again, man. Let's go do a Nerf war. Let's go humans versus zombies. Let's do it. Let's HVZ somewhere. Let's go to Sydney. Let's all just, like, whoever's in Australia, let's go. You know what? If I had the money to go to PAX, I would tell everyone who's going to PAX, let's grab our Nerf blasters and get on the show floor and just obliterate each other in a game of HVZ. Alright, let's do it. Whoever's going to PAX, I'm not going to PAX. I'm a poor person. I can't go to PAX and I'm saving for a camera. A $1,400 camera. So subscribe so I can buy a camera. Oh, it's the dog. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh fuck! Oh, that was incredible. More robots. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. If you've not seen the one where they do R-rated Willy Wonka, that's fucking incredible. That's awesome. What's this one, Evelyn? Another one, the hamster wheel, royals in the media. Upon arrival of the HRH, Queen Elizabeth II, Andrew Hansen and Chris Lickidala look at how the current news media portrays the royal family. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So yeah, we did the what's it called? The robot soldiers. Oh, we didn't have it set to robots. We didn't have it set to the Boston Dynamics thing. We're past that story now, and I didn't set a thing for it. But anyway. But we get to the things that Abby wanted to discuss. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what else we got here. So, let's do the thing with the Northern Ireland whatchamacallits. Let's do the thing with the Northern Ireland violence. I don't know. Anyway, remember something about the Pentagon developing a robot predator that could stay in the field by hunting, eating, and digesting people? Holy shit. Why am I not shocked by that? Oh, Evelyn, how you doing? How's it going? Okay, so let's find out. I don't know what's going on in Northern Ireland. I have no idea what the situation is here. What is behind the violence in Northern Ireland? This is as of 1 hour ago, apparently. More than 70 police officers have been hurt in what police are calling Northern Ireland's worst violence for years. Oh, hang on. Let me just stop for a sec. Here we go. What's going on in Northern Ireland? Let's change the title so I remember. Anyway, after sporadic rioting in several towns and cities over the past 10 days, the governments in Belfast, London, and Dublin have condemned the unrest, with the US calling for calm as police used water cannons for the first time in 6 years, having come under attack again on Thursday night. I would rather they use water cannons than tear gas and white phosphorus, so, you know, that's a start. Okay, while all Northern Ireland's main parties have called for an immediate and complete end to the violence, they are divided about its causes. Where has the violence been happening? Londonderry, Ballymena, Carrickfergus, Newton Abbey, Belfast. I love the names of places from the UK. Carrickfergus. We're going to travel over to Carrickfergus from Belfast. And then we'll head up to Ballymena. Said the BBC was biased, but also linked the Guardian to some Twitter feeds of people there. Oh, can you link those again? Violence, I mean, I'm not surprised the BBC is biased. Violence involving gangs of people as young as 12 started on the 29th of March in an area of Londonderry that is loyalist in favour of keeping Northern Ireland as a part of the United Kingdom. Since then, there have been protests and rioting on a near-nightly basis in a number of towns and cities, including Belfast, Carrickfergus, Ballymena, and Newton Abbey. The rioting has largely seen loyalist youths throwing bricks, fireworks, and petrol bombs at lines of police officers and vehicles. But on Wednesday night, the fighting escalated, into sectarian clashes over a so-called peace wall in West Belfast that divides predominantly Protestant loyalist communities from predominantly Catholic nationalist communities who want to see a united Londonderry. Derry, not Londonderry. What? You have to head off, Julia. Have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. Where were we? Alright, let's have a look at these. Belfast police use water cannon on rioters on 7th night of unrest. Gangs of youths gathered near the scene of Wednesday night's violence and hurled stones and fireworks at police. Derry, not London. So do they just call it Derry there, do they? Police in Northern Ireland have used water cannons and dogs to contain fresh rioting in Belfast. The name is very tied. The place's name is part of the issue. There you go. I didn't know that. That's why we're learning. That's good. Armoured Land Rovers and officers with helmets and shields were deployed on Thursday night after crowds clashed at the Lanark Way interface that separates the nationalist Springfield Road from the loyalist Shankill Road. Police used water cannon for the first time in 6 years after dozens of young people on the Springfield Road ignored a warning to disperse and continued to throw stones, bottles, and fireworks. Well, they're protesting. What the fuck do you expect? The gathering on the Shankill Road was smaller and less violent, marking a relative lull in loyalist violence after 7 nights of unrest in loyalist areas across Northern Ireland. It's actually the worst is not the rioting. The trade areas where EU and UK and vice versa are being targeted with bombs as there's a soft border, but it could turn hard if the Ulster Unionists push for it, will lead to violence not seen since 1997's Good Friday Agreement. This is all due to Brexit, which is what I have heard. That's basically the only thing I am aware of, is that it is in some way related to Brexit. The Justice Minister Naomi Long pleaded for an end to the violence. More attacks on police, this time from nationalist youths, she tweeted. Utterly reckless and depressing to see more violence at interface areas tonight. My heart goes out to those living in the area who are living with this fear and disturbance. This needs to stop now before lives are lost. Brandon Lewis, the Northern Ireland Secretary, was due to hold talks with political leaders and the Chief Constable Simon Byrne later on Friday. He will attempt to build on political momentum. I can't read. Fucking Christ. I need more alcohol. Hang on. Let's do this. Get in the zone. Abby, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Oos! The fuck am I? What is this stream? What is this stream? You could be watching somebody playing Warzone right now, and instead you're watching a trans girl freaking the fuck out about the fact that you can't read. I can read. I need to get checked for I was going to say I need to get checked for dysphoria. I already know I've got that. I need to get checked for dyslexia. Because I genuinely believe I have dyslexia at this point. Maybe I'm just reading too fast. I don't know. Where were we? He will attempt to build on political momentum from Thursday when the power-sharing executive and assembly at Stormont, I read that as Stormfront. Fucking Nazis live rent-free in my head, man. I fucking hate it. Met to condemn the violence, which on the loyalist side has been fueled by anger at the post-Brexit Irish Sea border, at a decision to not prosecute Sinn Féin politicians who attended a large funeral for Bobby Storey, a former IRA commander, despite COVID lockdown restrictions. Boris Johnson and his Irish counterpart, is it Michael or is that just Michael Martin, issued a joint appeal for calm on Thursday after speaking on the phone. A White House spokesperson added the Biden administration's appeals for calm. Brexit was always going to lead to this, which Remainers pointed out. There has to be a border because the Mihal, there we go. Cool, thank you for that. Mihal. There has to be a border because the UK is out of the EU, but there's no solution. There can't be an island between Ireland and the EU because Ireland is in the EU. Northern Ireland and Ireland can't have a border because, well, decades of violence, so a border between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK is happening, and that's pissing off the Northern Irish people who want to be a part of the UK. I should check for dysphoria again, just in case. I'll book another, I'll go to my GP, book another 6 sessions of, like, mental health check or whatever the fuck, and go to my psychologist and be like, hey, can you just double check that I got that dysphoria there, doc? Just not sure, you know? Because I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn, bitch, you fine. Anyway, anonymous social media accounts professing to be from loyalist activists, they use the name of historic figures such as Edward Carson, have called for further gatherings this weekend. Many of the accounts have been set up in recent days and are believed to be fake, leaving the situation unclear. Mainstream politicians have urged the Loyalist Communities Council, an umbrella group for paramilitary groups, to issue a statement condemning the violence and clarifying what, if any, role paramilitaries have played in the unrest. Excuse me. Billy Hutchinson, a Belfast City councillor with the Progressive Unionist Party, PUP, which aligned with the Ulster Volunteer Force paramilitary group, expressed cautious optimism that the violence would ebb. I'm hoping we're over it and that people will see sense, he told BBC Radio Ulster on Friday. Violence doesn't further the unionist cause. Simon Coveney, the Irish Foreign Minister, told the same programme that the Irish and British governments would work with the region's political parties and power-sharing executive to stabilise the unrest. That leadership has got to come from political parties in Northern Ireland with the executive as well, but certainly the governments need to be there to support them, he said. Whatever we can do as governments in Dublin and in London, we should be doing to support a calm and united message coming from politics on this island and across the UK. Damn bitch, you fine. There we go. There was warnings of what would happen 2 years ago, but because Boris Johnson is a selfish moron, no shit, he's basically dragged the UK back by 30 years. Masked new IRA member says Good Friday Agreement is dead and any Brexit border will be a target. So here we go. He predicted there will be violent repercussions if a Brexit hard border or checkpoints are created in Ireland, north or south. There we go. Again, trap with traps here, folks. Anyway. Well, there we go. As an Irishman, I have a quaint fondness for folk bewildered why the UK media has barely mentioned the riots in Northern Ireland this week. It was like this for nearly 40 years during the Troubles. The UK media only cared when the violence crossed the sea or was so appalling it had to be reported. As a reporter, I spent years covering the murder and terror in my homeland of Northern Ireland. Some of the violence so dreadful it still wakes me in the night. Only about 5% of that violence was ever reported in the British media. There's your reason for silence on the Belfast riots. They don't care. If this violence was happening in Glasgow, Cardiff or London, coverage would be endless. There'd be public inquiries, but for Northern Ireland, silence. And people wonder why there's violence. The silence, the othering of Northern Ireland, allows violence to fester. The riots are British failure writ large. And need I say that the Northern Ireland riots represent the ignorance of the British government and London media returning to haunt them. They mock the idea that their Brexit wet dream would cause violence. They were warned, now it's happening. Where's the apology? Contrition? You'll die waiting. Northern Ireland absolutely has to be in the EU for there not to be a border in Ireland, and there can't be a border in Ireland because the Troubles showed that wouldn't fly. In terms of Scotland, attention is greater here on Northern Ireland, primarily due to strong cultural and family ties, but I've still had to beg commissioning editors over here to run Northern Ireland stories. You paddies killing each other again is a refrain many Irish reporters are familiar with. Dude, that's fucked. This may sound sick and twisted, but it comes from 30 years reporting on North Ireland. In some terrible way, violence from both sides is a dreadful scream demanding UK attention. That's why the IRA took its killing to England, as nobody listened when it happened in Northern Ireland. These riots are similar. This all said, newspaper and TV editors now have a public duty to make amends and report what's happening in Northern Ireland honestly and dispassionately. And British politicians have a duty to heal the wounds they've reopened in Ireland, in Northern Ireland. Little Bunny Lissy, enjoy that lurk. And welcome to the Rogue Room. I hope you're doing well. We as the public have a duty to care, not pretend we care. My final thoughts on this: Northern Ireland isn't a story. That's the awful truth about conflict reporting. The use of the word story to discuss murder and grief and fear and ruin on a national scale. We need better words for the things We need better words for the things we try to describe. The suffering on our own doorstep. Everyone from Northern Ireland dreads what may come next. Someone dead, murdered. Then tell me, who do we blame for starting this again and again and again? The only answer is that the UK has to join the EU. Oh, there you go. In Christopher Hitchens' biography, Hitch 22, he wrote about covering the Northern Ireland Troubles and being someone who was almost blown up twice by the IRA, already frightened of where this can lead. Yeah. It sounds fucking bad, dude. This sounds like a pretty dreadful situation right here. There's a lot. There is a lot in this. A lot of people are sharing this today. There's even more threads. There's even more threads. Oh my goodness. There's a lot in this. They're already in the UK. You can't just take people away from their land. If we join the Euro and Schengen, it would be poggers. Did I say that correctly? Except that many in Northern Ireland want to be a part of the UK. The BBC don't care about anything outside London. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Generally speaking, with regards to the BBC. Yeah. The part that is in Ireland. Ship the UK bootleggers to the UK, the part that isn't Ireland. There you go. That's a good idea. Well, that explains some of it. That explains some of what's going on in Northern Ireland. Had a friend from Northern Ireland. It's probably been 3 years or so, haven't spoken. But he's told me one time about the violence. What's in my terrarium? It's my tarantula. I have a tarantula. She's still just vibing there in a little hidey hole. She's just sitting at the very top of it. You can't see her. Hachiko, welcome to the Rogue Room. One day, I promise you, when I get another camera, and again, I do want to get... Let me just diverge for a moment from the serious news, because it is hitting me. I'm going to say that right now. We've had some really dark news tonight, and it's hitting me. I want to take a moment to unwind for a second. This is something I want to get. Your girl's birthday's coming up in July. My arse. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Your girl's birthday's coming up in July, right? I'm going to be 32 years of age. Yes, 32. I'm that old. The woman never tells, but I was a dude for 31 years. I can get away with it. I want to get this. I want to get this camera. And quite frankly, as you can see over there with my sub goal, yes, I am a cancer, by which I mean I'm a fucking tumor. Anyway, as you can see with my sub goal, which has been over 200 for the past couple of days, you folks are fucking legends. Can I say that first and foremost? The sheer level of support that I've had over the past few months with regards to my streaming has been incredible. I appreciate you all so much. Another tuber. Oh, dude, I need some tuna. I haven't had tuna in ages. I'm going to get some tuna sushi soon. Anyways. I really want this camera because I've been doing video essays. If you've not already seen Sports, we're going to watch that live on Monday night. I'm going to load up my own video essay. We're going to watch it, and then we're going to do a little breakdown of all of the things in it while we're watching it. Either we'll do it while we're watching it, or we'll do it after we watched it. There's quite a few things that didn't make it into the video that I would like to address, particularly the Donald Trump thing. I don't know why I didn't put that in there, but anyway. You're 42 this year. You're 42 years young. That's what you are, Aurora. Beach bikini stream. Maybe one day. That'd be cool. But I want to take this camera because I want to record. You know, this records in 4K. I also want to get a good microphone to attach to it. Because, yeah, I want to create really, like, much more high-fidelity videos. And, you know, render them out in 4K and have them be really crisp and juicy, you know? So I'm looking at getting this camera, but it's a decent chunk of money. Part of the reason I'm doing my RSA is because responsible service of alcohol, there's always places where people want alcohol, right? So chances are I'm always going to get work somewhere if I get my RSA. But I also just, generally speaking, want to, you know, get this good camera, preferably by my birthday. I've asked, you know, certain family members to chip in, because this is like a big thing that I want. This is a big thing that I want right here, this camera. I've wanted a good camera for ages. But yeah, they're prohibitively expensive. There are cameras that are around with like the 300 range, but $300 cameras are dog shit. And this would be a start on, you know, this is kind of like buying a guitar for me. But the difference is I'm actually genuinely interested in video production, not so much on learning how to play AC/DC riffs. Anyways, some have called you a glucose guardian. Oh my. Only sub if you want to. Only sub if you have the financial backing necessary to do so, I suppose. Is that the way to phrase it? Only subscribe if you can, and it's not going to put you out of your way, folks. You love the hat? It's just a cap, but I love it too. It's quite a good one. You'd make great videos, especially because I have a very nice voice to listen to. Thank you, Barbie. Well, like I said, we're going to watch Sports on Monday. If you, not sports, not actual sports. But if you have not already watched my latest video, which be this one here, this is what we're going to be checking out. It's called Sports. It's listed as Abigail Beck. That's my YouTube channel. Because I haven't actually changed my branding is a mess at the moment. We're going to watch this video on Monday, and we're going to talk about everything involved in that video, because it's a hefty topic that people will not leave the fuck alone. So full trans athlete stream on Monday, and it's also going to be the night where we redeem where we unveil who wins the copy of Valheim. And we've got quite a few people in this. Look at this. Look at the raffle entrance, man. This is awesome. Well, we'll get rid of that. So NBSP, if you're still there, since Ferret King owns a copy, I don't know if you mentioned, are you still in to be in the raffle? I can reject yours and you can get your channel points back if you don't want to be in the raffle. I can take you out of it if you want. Because you said you were doing it for Ferret King. So if you're still there, let me know. They should have said Brexit was bad, but they were pilloried for already being a little bit against it. I see. Watching, streaming, and laundry. Laundry, oh my goodness. Laundry is atrocious. I gotta do my laundry. My laundry's sitting on the line. It's like 11:14 at night, and I've got clothes on the line. I should go and take those off the line tomorrow. Might be a good idea to do that. Anywho's, any whats, anyways, any whys, any who's, any hows, any whomstedivs. Let's move on. There's a little bit of a glimpse into what's going on in the Northern Ireland. If you want, we can stick with that story. I mean, we could, as the streams go on, we can follow that story. Because I need to do that, actually. That's something I haven't really done a whole lot of, is following stories. But there is one story we are going to follow up on right now. We're going to get into the transy stuff. Let's see. There we go. Arkansas governor be like, lol, sols trans kids. Hello, how's it going? What's happening? There you go. I am in New South Wales. That's about where I am. That's whereabouts where I be. Actually, where is PAX taking place? PAX is in Melbourne this year, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Melbourne. So even if I wanted to go to PAX, I wouldn't be able to, because I wouldn't be able to afford accommodation. On the subject, if anyone was curious about if I'm going to be at PAX Australia, I'm not going to be at PAX. There's simply no way, given that I'm saving for that camera. $1,400 fucking dollars, by the way. Or trying to save for that camera. I've got more money coming in than I used to. PAX is Penny Arcade Expo. Let me see. And the one that's upcoming. Yeah. Badge is on sale, so there's low numbers for the 3-day badge. And it's a good chunk of money to get the 3-day badge, and then I would need to cover accommodation. So, given that I can't really do that, I'm just going to skip it. I would like to go to PAX one year, but it's not in the budget. I could buy a 1-day pass, but then I'd have to travel to Melbourne, which is another state, for 1 day, and then travel back. Not happening, bros. I'm sorry for anyone who's in Australia who was hoping to meet me IRL. Not gonna happen, which sucks, because there are some folks going that I would like to finally meet in person, but I'm just gonna not. But if I had 2,000 subs a month instead of 200, let's try to bump that up by 10 times that amount. Let's bump that up to 2,000 subs. Anyway. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson has apologized to trans youth after extreme healthcare ban was forced through. After the state legislature that banned trans-affirming healthcare for trans youth was passed. House Bill HB 1570 was passed into law on Tuesday, the 6th of April, meaning healthcare professionals in the state will be legally prohibited from offering healthcare such as puberty blockers and hormone treatments to transgender trans youth. The bill originally passed through the House of Representatives and Senate in March before making its way to the governor's desk, but Asa Hutchinson vetoed the bill, so he was against the bill. And again, we've spoken on the notion that, maybe Asa Hutchinson was trying to garner some support, garner some goodwill among the trans community by vetoing the bill, but the reality of the situation is he's not up for re-election. After his term is served, he is not running again, so it's not really like he needs to garner goodwill and support among the community. It genuinely seems like, maybe he has some chagrin with the trans community, but he was like, he actually did outright state, this is overreaching. This bill is overreaching. Yeah, calling it vast government overreach. The legislature opted to override Hutchinson's veto just 24 hours later. Your internet is working again. That's awesome, Fester. That is awesome to hear. Speaking to NPR following the legislature's decision, Hutchinson offered an apology to those impacted by the dehumanizing law. When asked by host Ari Shapiro what he would say to a transgender minor whose treatment will now cease, Hutchinson replied, "Well, I'm sorry. Soz bruz. Get on with it." Asa Hutchinson said situations like the one mentioned by Shapiro are exactly the reason he vetoed the bill in the first place, as it would not be right for a state to interrupt a treatment that the parents had agreed to along with the patient and a physician. The governor reaffirmed his previously stated position that he would have signed the bill into law if it had banned gender-affirming surgeries for minors in Arkansas. However, he noted that such practices are currently not offered to young people. Common argument against transgender people is the idea that children, i.e. any minors, anyone under the age of 18, is getting trans-affirming surgeries, and again, it's simply not happening. It's not happening anywhere. Find me evidence that it was happening. You're gonna time you out as a joke, but remember that would take away your mod status, which sucks, but yeah. Elsewhere in the interview, Hutchinson said it was disappointing that the Arkansas House of Representatives and Senate opted to override his veto, but said it was no surprise because it had already passed through both houses with overwhelming support, which is just, that's so disheartening, dude. It was too broad and it did not grandfather in those young people who are currently under a hormone treatment, Hutchinson said, adding that the bill will put trans people in a difficult position. The governor also urged Republicans to rethink our engagement with the so-called culture wars, saying the party has traditionally advocated for a restrained model of government that doesn't jump in the middle of every issue. In this case, it is a very sensitive matter that involves parents and it involves physicians, and we ought to yield to that decision-making. He said, adding that the bill was too extreme for him to sign. The Arkansas legislators decision... sorry, the wine's hitting me, which means I need more wine, obviously. More alcohol. Okay. The Arkansas legislature's decision to push the law through, despite the governor's veto, sent a bolt of anger through America's LGBT+ community. The ACLU plans to bring forward a legal challenge in an effort to have the bill struck down, while other LGBT+ organizations hit out at lawmakers for targeting trans youth. Thank you, Uncle Fester, for the hydration. That's some good shit, mate. I am your wine mom. For the record, this is makeup. I do not have bags under my eyes. This is makeup. I'm not that much of an alcoholic that it's affecting my appearance. I did see the Steven Crowder thing, yes indeed. Fucking atrocious. No, this isn't wine, this is vodka. Well, it's not vodka, it's water in a vodka bottle. But yes, we do have wine here with screw tops. For the record, yes we do. Is that not a common thing elsewhere? You can buy a bottle of cheap wine that's got a screw off top. It's great. I do like to buy champagne that's got, cheap champagne. I like to buy cheap champagne that does have a cork. I do enjoy that because I like a little bit of the bubbly. I don't like Chris Jericho though because he supports Trump. So the little bit of the bubbly meme is dead. I'm sorry, Chris Jericho, but your meme is fucking dead, you cunt. Anyway, what day is my B-day? It's in July. I'm not going to be specific. Personal details. But I'm a Cancer and a tumor. Screw tops. Oh my. That's very gay. Anywho, we don't need packs. There we go. So the Arkansas governor has, apologized to transgender children after Arkansas has been like, no, fuck them kids. We're going to take away their medical treatments. Yeah, usually cheap wine comes with a screw topper in a box. I have not tried Goon. I will cleanly state that right now. I have not tried a Goon bag. I've only tried bottled wine, which is usually screw top stuff. I usually honestly, my preferred wine, if you can even call it that, is Moscato or Rosé. So very, very sweet, fruity, bubbly, girly. I don't have to think about the flavor of this kind of wine. Oh, anywho, friendos, anywho, folks. Let's keep going. I just wanted to get that one out of the way because we have been sort of following that story. So it's good to... Let's try to do that. Bimbo wine. Am I a bimbo? I'm a sword bimbo. I'm sword bimbo. specifically. Sword lesbians. Fucking go. Sword lesbians. Taking recommendations on what my next sword will be. I want to buy a katana. Swesbians. I want to buy a katana next. I do unironically want to buy a very obviously a fake katana, but I do want to buy I want to buy a katana next. But after that, recommendations on my next sword. I'm gonna start a sword collection. I'm gonna be the sword lesbian of Twitch. Amarone? I'm gonna have to give that one a look. Imagine thinking taking away medical necessities for trans kids is contributing to anything. It's outright illegal hate crime. That's all this is. Oh, Repierre. Oh my goodness, yes. That's an idea. But yeah, like the whole thing with the trans lawmaking situation, it's just an attack on trans people based entirely in unreasonable fear. Entirely in notions that have no basis in reality, because they see transgender people as some kind of a threat, or they see transitioning as something that only adults should do. But just watch. You know, just watch. Arkansas is not going to stop at trans kids. Now that they've managed to legislate against trans teenagers, they're going to move the goalposts even further and start attacking trans adults. They're going to start saying that, oh, well, transgender people who are going into colleges are being corrupted. Yes, indeed, bot like trans liberation now. They're going to start saying stuff like, oh, our kids are going away to college where they're not safe and they're going to get transed at university by the liberal agenda. Hello, Hitter Game. How you going? How's it going? A Turkish Kilij sword. Kilij. Let's have a look at that one. A Kilij. Those are cool looking. Yeah, nice timing. Talon, subscribing for 6 months in advance. Holy heck.
The subscriber lounge.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That is pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool, man. That's awesome. A scimitar would be cool. I wouldn't mind a scimitar. Look at that. Oof. Oh, oh my goodness. I want one of those. I've already got a replica of Frostmourne, but like what I meant specifically is what video game swords would you like me to get? I'm gonna pass it on to you folks. If I can get into buying more video game replicas, what would you recommend? I wouldn't mind a replica of Red Queen from Devil May Cry, or just Dante's sword Rebellion. Yeah, Rebellion. Just as Abby's announcing her departure from Twitch. Wait, what? If I win a game, what game do I play? What do you mean? If anyone else wants to win a game, if you've got 1,000 channel points here in the Rogue Room, you can buy a raffle ticket to go into the running to win a copy of Valheim on Monday night at the end of stream. Mates, if you don't have a copy of Valheim, win a game. I don't know. I don't play games often. I play games literally once a week for like 3 hours, and then the rest of my schedule is filled up with everything else. The thing that radicalized you at uni wasn't lectures or influence from people who wanted to live their own lives. It's having to live on poverty income and eating the same meal for 12 months in a row just to survive. I can imagine that. I can see that, honestly. Have a good stream. I will hear the game. Thank you so kindly. Valheim is fun. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's quite, honestly, like a few things that I most notably like about it are the combat feels really chunky. It feels really weighty. You know, the using ranged attacks feels good. Using melee feels good. Like, there's a nice chunky, like, thwack sound effect, and the impact feels good. What have I missed? It was a joke because they subbed for 6 months. Hang on, what? What did I miss? Now you're stuck. Oh, you're stuck because you... What games do I play? Actually, on the subject, the alcohol's hitting me now. If you have not already voted on this straw poll, folks, we have a poll going up right now. These are the 4 options. Fallout New Vegas, Alien Isolation is winning by 3 votes. So this is going until Wednesday. Well, Tuesday night, basically. Alien Isolation, Fallout New Vegas, Silent Hill 4, The Room, or Sleeping Dogs are your options. If you want to vote on what I'm going to be playing from next Wednesday onwards every Wednesday. Valheim's on Steam. It's currently a early access game, an early access game. And it's a survival game with a, you know, kind of a Viking aesthetic. And you go out and you kill bosses. I guess you can fish. I haven't done fishing yet. I guess you can get troll head trophies and hang on your wall and stuff. It's pretty good. I like it. I've been playing a bit of it. I enjoy it. A brutal oh my god, look at that. That looks so badass, dude. Oh my, okay, I have to do something like that. Holy fuck, that looks so cool. A brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players set in a procedurally generated purgatory inspired by Viking culture. Battle, build, and conquer your way to a saga worthy of Odin's patronage. It's so fun. It's honestly, for an early access game, it's one of the best early access games I've played in a while. And as a result, you know, just because, you know, quite frankly, you folks have pushed me to the point of doing this. You folks have pushed me to the point of doing a fucking giveaway. How dare you make me break my virtue of never doing a giveaway. Here I am saying, I'm never going to do a giveaway on my stream. Well, bullshit, apparently. Bullshit, apparently. I guess I've changed my mind on that. So let's continue with the trans topics for tonight, for the rest of the stream. Who wants to hear about Tucker Carlson? I don't want to hear about Tucker Carlson. He's a cunt. He's a useless cunt. Actually, that's an insult to cunts. He lacks the warmth and the depth. You voted Sleeping Dogs because you have that game. Sleeping Dogs looks good, honestly. As someone who enjoyed True Crime and knowing that Sleeping Dogs was meant to be True Crime 3, like, I played all the way through True Crime 1 and 2. I loved them. They were so good. As like I mean, ACAB, right? But as an alternative to GTA, as a, you know, GTA had been the only game of its type at the time that I'd played, that I was familiar with. And then True Crime came along and it was basically GTA, but you're a cop. Which, again, ACAB. Fuck 12. Anyway, I'd probably only do some kind of a mod that, if I do New Vegas, I would probably only do a mod that's like the fan patch kind of thing. You know, Skyrim's got a big unofficial Skyrim patch, which just fixes a bunch of glitches in the game, a bunch of bugs, puts in a bunch of missing content. That'd be all I would do. I wouldn't do like a full-blown modding situation because I want to have as vanilla an experience as possible with New Vegas. So we may end up doing New Vegas eventually anyway. Not if Alien Isolation wins, we'll do Alien Isolation. But, you know, we might eventually do New Vegas down the road at some point regardless. Why not talk about Tucker Carlson's wig? Is there something about Tucker Carlson wearing a wig? No, what we're going to talk about... Tucker Carlson, more like Sucker Carlson, LeMayo. Alright. Hey, Calgo, hello, friend. How you doing, mate?
Welcome, friends.
Can we get I'm gonna just, well, the Magic can do it. Fuck it, whatever. Magic can do it. Asshole. Sucker Carlson, LeMayo. Oh, hang on. I forgot. Okay, we're doing a raid thing now. Okay. I am going to do like a little intro video thing at some point. I'm going to steal that idea, but it's going to be very short. But at any rate, we have to do party mode to welcome in the raiders. Crank it, homies. Magic, fuck yourself. And anyway... Crank the music up a little bit. Us. What's going on, mates? What's going on, friendos? What were you streaming tonight? Were you doing more Warframe? How did it go? We already talked about the inherent grossness of monarchy, actually, Mike. We did do that. We did do that, and it was awesome. Can we get some fuck yous in the chat for Prince Philip? Raid colors. Raid stream. Oh, tonight was cocktails and cosplay. I missed that. Oh my god. Sorry, I should have swung by. I wanted to see that. She was making a Solaire costume. That's fucking sweet. Holy shit, that's awesome. This is the song that I used in the intro to Sports, for the record, the video Sports. And I timed it perfectly. Just FY the fuck I. Oh, anyway. That sounds awesome. Have you got a picture of it? I want to see it. Doing more Monday? Awesome. I swung by Loot Demon stream earlier. I should have swung by your stream instead. Yeah. Dude, don't grow your hair out. Fucking Christ, I keep getting it's not finished yet. Well, I mean, I'd like to see a glimpse of it at least. A little bit of a hint. May flights of devils take him to his rest. Can you imagine if Prince Philip gets dragged down to hell and he sees Lil Nas X lap dancing on Satan? That'd be just pog. That'd be just pog. Because, I mean, you know, Prince Philip being an outright blatant racist, no shit. What's the bet that he was absolutely an outright homophobe as well on top of that? I guarantee fucking to you. Anyway, it's looking solid. Glad to hear it. What have we got here? I've seen this. I fucking love this. What's the matter, Smooth Skin? Never seen a ghoul before? Oh. You know what irks me? As somebody who hasn't played much Fallout. It's like they went ahead. They fully believe Philip's going to get back up and walk around before the end of the week. Oh, absolutely he is. What annoys me is they released effectively a live servicey MMO kind of Fallout, and they didn't give anyone the opportunity to play a ghoul or a super mutant or any of the other intelligent races that exist within the Fallout universe. Like, missed opportunity, Bethesda, what are you fucking doing? I don't even play Fallout. I've played the barest amount of Fallout 3 and 4. I'm not that interactive with the universe. I'm not that familiar with it, but I know that should have been a fucking thing. And yes, Fallout 76 is bare bones, which is exactly why. It's exactly fucking why, dude. What a missed opportunity. And Kiara rating. Well, we're already in our raid scene, so enjoy it for a little bit longer, folks. Kiara, tell us about your stream. What were you getting up to tonight? There are already... Why are they... what are we talking about tonight, Kiara? And Carpe. Okay, just everyone raid me now. Okay. This is already set to raid mode, so I hope you're happy, everybody. Hello, welcome to the Rogue Room. My name is Abigail Beck, your favorite New South Wales-based Aussie political commentator and absolute fucking mad cunt. What's going on, folks? Mr. Brandon, welcome to the Rogue Room. How's it going? What were you all streaming? Kiara, tell me what you were streaming. Carpe, tell me what you were getting up to. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Jarily, welcome to the Rogue Room. Tell us about your streams, folks. Tell us what you were talking about. Tell us what you were chatting about. We were about to get into Tucker Carlson before we got raided by Calgar, Kiara, and now Carpe. In very quick succession, like the last 5 minutes, a lot of you hit me with raids. I'm keen, mates. I am fucking keen. Also, Trans Pride Worldwide, what's going on? Talking about reality shows, Ramadan, and other things. Sounds good. Sounds good. What kind of reality shows? Tucker's wig. I need, like... Is there an article about Tucker's wig? What's the go there, man? I need some resources on Tucker Carlson's wig. Did someone snatch it? Love rushing Fallout 3 to get the ghoul mask. There's a ghoul mask? Wait the fuck up. There's a ghoul mask? I didn't know this. There's a ghoul mask. I haven't played a whole ton of Fallout 3. I didn't know this was a thing. Makes feral ghouls friendly. That'd be good. That's awesome. And gross. Fucking gross. It's multiple pieces of feral ghoul skin sewn together. That's disgusting. But that's awesome. Talking about China, Great Reset, anachronistic Biden. We touched on Biden before with the gun control discussion. What do you talk about with Biden? Biden's always an interesting topic because I feel like he's hated by all sides of the political spectrum at this point. If he's talking about measures to control guns and prevent people from committing more mass shootings, that's POG, at the very least. It's ineffective, more than likely. Yeah, he's not going to stop shooting from happening. But, you know, I think he outright admitted that actually as well. Like, you know, he can't do a whole lot. Go, Jackson, go. Welcome to the Rogue Room. How you doing? Yeah, what's anachronistic Biden about? Oh, here we go. Quora. All you know is Tucker's hair hasn't grown an inch in 6 years. Well, let me think about this for a second. Alright, let me put this out there. I feel like, you know, it's fun to mock things about people who are shit people. Yes, it is. Let me turn the music back down again a bit. He and his worldview are outdated, out of time, and out of touch. Oh, I see. I get you. That would make sense. Alright, let's chill it out a little bit. Let's go back to, because that's going to give me a headache. I've had alcohol, so any minute now, you want to do that. I am distracting a bit. It's because I'm wearing a crop top and I'm using bisexual lighting. Did that work? That worked. There we go. We're back to normal. We're back to normal, folks. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so kindly for joining us here in the Rogue Room. Because I have a logo now. Anyway, let's talk about this idea of, like, mocking someone for wearing a hairpiece or a toupee or a wig or any of those kinds of things. It's fun to do so in the moment. And yes, Prince Philip just died as well. But at the same time, I think it lends to the idea of perhaps, you know, the moment we start mocking people for things like that, things like male pattern baldness. Alchemist, welcome to the Rogue Room. Yeah, body shaming. It comes across as body shaming. And the moment we start doing that, we're kind of like stooping to the level of typically people who do the body shaming thing and not generally very good folks. Then, you know, I'd rather not be that kind of person. We did used to do crab rave here occasionally, but, you know, we've sort of stopped. DMCA, I mean, I don't think rogue rave. I don't think crab rave is DMCA-able. I think it's fine, but just to be on the safe side, I'd rather protect myself. But yeah, I do think it comes around to that body shaming thing. As I'm using... Oh, giveaway. Raffle. I should have set it to giveaway. But yes, if you have 1,000 amethysts, which is not hard to get, by the way, folks, we're drawing on Monday. So if you follow me now, and you stick around for when I raid a little bit later on, Upbeat Genius, welcome to the Rogue Room. And then you join us for Monday night stream, you should get enough amethysts that you could go into the draw. We've already got a ton of people in the raffle. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, folks. Get a flex on. Us. And yes, we are going to be giving away a copy of Valheim on Monday night at the very end of the stream. Very tail end of the stream. Thanks for hydrating me. Another one for good measure, because, like, man, look at my biceps. Girls who lift. Anyway, let's chuck you on there. There you go. No, you can only get one ticket. I'm putting that in. I'm setting that in stone. There's one ticket a person. Even if you can redeem another one on Monday night or whenever I stream next, which will be Monday night, unless something severe happens. You only get to redeem one. I only count the first one. Over the course of this from one stream, you've gotten half the points required. Yeah, there you go. Like, exactly. You know, it's very easy to get channel points, especially if you're subscribed as well. Like, if you sub and if you're actively in the stream and you keep clicking the little chests that come up, you know, it's very, very easy to get 1,000 points. I just wanted to, Elron Hubwood. I just noticed what your name is, by the way. Welcome through the Rogue Room. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, we went over the channel points thing earlier. And it's like, it's piss easy to get 1,000 channel points. You just got to stick around for a few hours. And again, like, you get 300 for following, you get 250 if you stick around for a raid, and if you sit there actively in chat, you get 50 every, like, 15 minutes or so. You get 10 just for being in the stream every 5 minutes. And there's a multiplier if you're subscribed. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 have different modifiers. Overall, you know, yeah, one less royal parasite, that'll save us a bit of cash. A lot of people insult others they dislike for their appearance, while I think you could dig much deeper and completely pick apart their inability to get anything right, yeah. I think it's much better to attack someone like Tucker Carlson for saying shit like, not the subscriber lounge. Thank you for ruining my moment, Stream Deck, you fucking asshole. Okay, let's get back to this. I would much rather attack somebody like Tucker Carlson, not for his appearance, but for saying transgender people threaten the perpetuation of the species. The Fox News personality ran with a suggestion by guest Wilfred Riley, who cited a rise in people identifying as transgender. Let's just get this out of the way right now. The reason that people are identifying as transgender in greater numbers over time is because transgender people finally feel like they are comfortable to come out because they are seeing more transgender representation largely across the internet, I would dare say. Trans people are finally seeing representation, and it's a good fucking thing. You know? Just the presence of, for example, the prominent transgender character played by Laverne Cox in Orange is the New Black, for example. Yes, you do get channel points for following. You get 300 of them. You know, the character that Laverne Cox played in Orange is the New Black, I can't remember what her character's name was at the moment, but her character was a very positive trans representation. And what was really cool about Laverne Cox's character in that show was they actually did run a pre-transition segment of her at some point in the series, like a flashback sequence, and it was played by, that's a bad way to phrase it. Her pre-transition was played by her twin brother. How cool is that? Thank you for the posture check, Apollo. You get 300 for following, a 1.2 bonus on gain channel points while you watch. Yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome thing. Anyway, as dozens of GOP-led states target transgender people with proposals limiting healthcare and youth sports participation, Fox News host Tucker Carlson added more transphobic talk to the conversation on Wednesday. Do we have to watch the video? Guest Wilfred Riley, a Kentucky State University political science professor and author of Hate Crime Hoax, How the Left is Selling a Fake Race War. Jesus Christ, that's just like buzzwords run through a fascist buzzword generator. Anyway, claimed there's an increase in people identifying as transgender on Fox Nation's Tucker Carlson today. Riley said more women are now changing gender. These questions are very tough to discuss, but they're serious questions, Riley said. Why are they serious? Well, I mean, why are there serious questions that are very tough for you to discuss? You're a cis person, you have no interest or no knowledge of what's going on in a trans person's head, you fucking morons. Anyway, I mean, is society self-sustaining to some extent if 30% of men simply aren't willing or able to sleep with women? 30%? 30%? Why do they go to the most extreme examples here? Why do they go to the utmost end? Anyway. If another 2 or 3% in particular young women want to modify their bodies so they cannot, or most cases have children, 8 billion people. We're fine. What do we need to proliferate the species against exactly? You gotta go to bed as it's nearly midnight. Radio, Apollo. Have a good one. People tend to view that as late. It is a bit late. It's 11:46 p.m. where I am. Love some of you. Fight for my affection. Will do. I got my sword. As I've mentioned, I am indeed a sword lesbian. If you want to join the sword lesbians, you have to both be a lesbian and have a sword. Those are the only 2 requirements. If you want to be a sword lesbian, just get a sword and be a lesbian. That's it. Go ahead. And you are officially a lesbian sword person. Trans people are killing off the species. 5 minutes later, climate change is a hoax. Vaccines are dangerous. Vaccines are causing AIDS or something. I don't know. Anywho, I mean, that's something that's an issue at the most structural level, and you might ask why. Why is that going on? It's something that at the very least needs research. There's a lot of research. Are they throwing bait for people to do a version of 1350 on them? Sounds like a weird meta strategy, probably. You can be a sword pansexual if you want. Have they started claiming vaccines turn the kids trans yet? Don't give them ideas, they'll do it. It's a challenge to the perpetuation of the species is what you're saying, Carlson responded. Yeah, like was mentioned earlier, it is far more likely that we wipe ourselves out thanks to climate change and, you know, a new ice age or something that brought on by capitalistic industry than transgender people wiping out the species. This is so facetious. This is absolutely some of the most facetious bullshit I've ever seen. They know they don't have a leg to stand on, so they're looking for every possible avenue to make people angry at trans people. We are not going to wipe you out. We are less than 1% of the population. Less than 1% of the population. Maybe estimates are arguing in favor of potentially 2 to 3% of the population thanks to people being closeted. But overall, estimates put us at about Yeah. Less than 1%. Hello, Nondescript Midnight. How you doing? So they developed an HIV vaccine because the COVID vaccine causes AIDS. There is actually some talk that the COVID vaccine may lead to an HIV vaccine, if I'm not mistaken. Anywho, that's right, and it's so hard to think of anything more profound than that. What's profound about that? Let's have a watch of this video, shall we? Let's have a gander of this video. No, I want to... Oh.
The percentage of people that identified as transgender traditionally was about 0.01%, which would be 1 in 10,000 or so.
I forget where I read that, but something like that, yeah. About
the vaccine. It's now 2% or a little more, which is 1 person in 50.
Hang on. And let me go back. I forgot we need to turn the volume booster on because we can't hear a fucking thing with these websites. I don't know what it is, man. Why do I need volume booster? Because so many of these fucking websites are piss poor volume. You can't hear them. By the way, my desktop audio in OBS is at 100%. These are just... Every website just has shit volume control.
And there are responses when social scientists more on that quantitative side say this. I mean, one is sort of simply, well, doesn't it make sense that as we get more tolerant this would happen? But I mean, the short answer is that you don't see increases of that size in any other arena. You haven't seen the number of gay people increase to 90% or whatever from a little under 10%, what Kinsey said it was, anything roughly equivalent. We get along rather well in the USA, but you haven't seen the number of interracial marriages skyrocket from 5 or 10% at the start of the modern era to almost all today. You generally don't see 20,000% increases. And in anything, ever. In fact, it's generally not possible. The increases that I just gave would have been on the order of perhaps 500%. But here you've seen a phenomenon go from something
it's coming out
that was treated essentially just as a medical issue. It was very concentrated among young males. It was very concentrated among males who had identified as women, using that gender-sex distinction their entire life. You've seen that go from this to, again, not too far under 5% of all kids concentrated among girls. So these questions are very tough to discuss, but they're serious questions. I mean, is society self-sustaining to some extent?
Yes. Question answered. That's not a deep question. Yes, it is. And it's destroying everything that we know. Yes, society is self-sustaining and it's ruining the planet. You fuckwit. Anyway, wonder if the quack he was talking to was more caring for a certain pigment of skin transitioning, as you've seen the same with anti-abortionists in the UK who seem to only target white women in their paraphernalia. Would not shock me. Currently in an ice age, issue is us leaving us. Yeah, exactly. Leaving it. I need to fuck more. Sorry, folks. I gotta come off my hormones and start perpetuating the species. There are cis men and women who aren't fertile, so they gave them options to have children in other ways, but when it concerns trans people, they turn it into a huge debacle, ruining the world we live in. I know, it's ridiculous. Yes, support networks generate willingness to come out. That's exactly what the reasoning is for the increase in population among among transgender people and among gay people in general, among non-binary identities. The last 10 or so years have seen a massive increase in the visible presence of transgender people across the entire transgender umbrella. Don't get off hormones, just fuck more. Once I start feeling it again, I'll get into it. I'll start going on whichever lesbian dating app it is that Graham Lennon so desperately wanted to use as a weapon against transgender people. Anyways, yeah, we've seen in the past, like I said, in the past about 10 years or so, 5-10 years or so, a massive increase in the presence, her is the app, of transgender people online, non-binary identities online, and as a result, more people are coming out as trans and non-binary because they feel comfortable doing so, because they know there is a support network, particularly on the internet. And more and more people are becoming accepting of those differing identities, different genders from the typical gender binary. The gender binary, which is enforced by archaic imperialist power structures, designed to keep one particular group of society, men, in power, and one group of people in society, women, subjugated. Welcome to the Road Room, heel to the face. How you doing, mate? Internets and cities creating a network. Yeah, exactly. Got to get some sleep before work. Sounds good to me, Draco. Thank you for the hydration. I'm going to need to pee so fucking bad after stream. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there aren't more trans and NB people. There's just a cultural awareness that it's okay to be trans and NB. Exactly. There's not, it's not like men are being coerced into transitioning into women. It's not like women are being coerced into transitioning into men by some kind of peer pressure. Like, can you imagine being peer pressured into transitioning? There's not enough peers to cause peer pressure in the first place. Even though there are more trans and NB people coming out, it's not like there's some big gang of trans and NB people at high schools that are saying, listen, if you don't transition, we're going to break your kneecaps. Like, it's not a thing. It's simply not a thing. You transed 5 people this morning. You're not supposed to fucking tell people about the trans agenda. It's a secret. The trans agenda is not real. We made it up. Go back about your business, cisheads.
If 30% of men simply aren't willing or able to sleep with women, if another 2 or 3% of, in particular, young women want to modify their bodies so they cannot, in many or most cases, have children, I mean, that's something that's an issue almost at the structural level. And you might ask, why is that going on? It's something that at very least needs research.
There is research, but they're not going to quote it because the research doesn't come from a conservative source. Peer pressure, the likelihood of them already being trans because their peers is very high. Exactly. When did the UK National Census you put as gender non-binary, as well as pointing out that you feel European? Get back about your business, sissies. How many potential good parents were killed in wars? Furthermore, adoption is a thing which can give kids a good, not normal or cis family. As far as I know, there is nothing bad in not cis parents. There was an article we didn't cover recently that specifically pointed out that kids raised under gay and lesbian couples, for example, turn out perfectly good and fine and okay, and they're just like other kids that are raised in healthy family households. Who'da fucking thunk it? Kids who are raised in healthy environments turn out to be good kids, turn out to be good adults, turn out to be good people. It's almost like raising people in good households lends to them being good persons for some reason. Weird how that turns out. And yet they will constantly argue against cis gay people. You know, they'll argue against homosexuals having relationships and having children. And trans people having kids, trans people being able to adopt is a big issue in the UK now. Like, I guess they've moved on from the hormones and now they're going on about the trans people being able to adopt is now a thing. I think Abigail Thorne has talked about it. So I'm going to have to look into that. It's another thing that I've got to get angry about, trans people being unable to adopt because their gender identity doesn't align with what the law of the land says. Oh, you're not okay because you had a penis and now you want to have a vagina. Anyway. And a lot of people transition after they already have biological kids anyway. Yes, exactly. I've got 2 kids. And I transitioned. And no, stop asking me. I don't want any more. I'm good. Thank you. Let's get back to Tucker Carlson.
Challenge the perpetuation of the species is what you're saying. And I
if both trends increased, yes.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And so it's hard to think of anything.
Why did that just mute? Why did they just mute at the end? Or whatever. And yeah, they go on about the perpetuation of the species as if there aren't, again, 8 billion people on this fucking rock we're floating on. We don't need more people. Like, we've got... I'm not arguing in favor of like the overpopulation theory. That's some white Nazism bullshit. Eco-fascism, we covered that already. But there's enough people. And there's a lot of kids who are in foster care who need parents. It muted to protect us. Tucker Carlson started talking. Apparently the bald guy was okay to listen to, but the moment Tucker opened his mouth, the media player was just like, oh no, shit, shut him the fuck up. They want more people, but these are usually the same people who don't believe in climate change, which again is going to wipe us out. And we had massive floods in Australia recently, result of climate change. People died in the floods. Like, why do they care? Like, I'm honestly just kind of baffled about why they care so much about babies. Why we need more and more babies. I've still got a Ghoul Mask tab open over here, by the way. Why do they care so much more about producing more children when, again, America's got nearly 400 million people in it. There's a ton of kids living in foster care who don't have parents, who should be adopted out to families that will care for them. You know, think of the children. What about the ones that are already here that don't have families? They never bring that up. And hello, discount Seth Rogen. How you doing, mate? They want more people, but these are... Yeah, we mentioned that. 30% of 8 billion. Oh, no. Even if 30% of people decided to transition, I meant to say, decided to transgender, even if 30% of the world population decided to transition, there's still 8 billion people on this planet. There's still a ton of people on this planet. And there's still a ton of people there's still a ton of kids that need families. There's still a ton of issues far beyond population. We don't need to repopulate. We don't need to proliferate the species, perpetuate the species, whatever. Is it just me? Or does Tucker Carlson always look AFK? We did talk about attacking a person's appearance, but honestly, you're not wrong. He's everything I've seen of him. This is the thing. The moment I look up Tucker Carlson, we get a bunch of images of him emoting. But this one, quite frankly, sums it up. It looks like the 56k dial-up sound is playing in his head. He's just like... Dee, 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 doo, doo, doo. He's waiting to get fed something in his earpiece. Pretty sure the human race is doing fine on its own with reproducing. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Yeah, we need more people to have a brain, not reproduce. What do we need more people for? Like this is the thing, right? Again, 8 billion people on the planet. What do we need more for? Why do we need to, the species isn't gonna, the things that are gonna kill us are things that are not related to reproduction. The things that are going to kill us are things that are not related to reproduction. Okay? So, why do they care so much about that? Do they think we need more people to protect us from the aliens when Elon Musk goes to Mars with his crew and they dig up an ancient alien artifact, and we need more human meat to throw at the aliens as soldiers? What do we need? By the way, Bussy too. I totally missed that you followed 6 minutes ago. Welcome to the Rogue Room, friend. Tucker wants white people to reproduce. That's what it comes down to. They don't want to say it. That bald guy with the little whatever this was did mention something about interracial marriages. But yeah, they want white people reproducing. And like you said, Bat Cow and Goat, there's a religious incentive. Be fruitful and multiply. Step family is extremely religious and they all have 4 to 6 kids. Exactly. Yeah. I know a few people who are from extremely religious families, and they've always got 4 to 6 uncles and aunts, for example. They've always got a ton of relatives. They've got a ton of cousins and all that sort of stuff. It's unsettling. The way that we'll call it the woman's body, in reference to the way that religious people view women, specifically Catholic people view women, as a baby creating machine, which is why I find it kind of very depressing to see tradwives like Abby Shapiro and Caitlyn Bennett pushing so hard for that tradwife narrative. Just like you only exist. How would you feel knowing your only value in the world is to create more people? Wouldn't you want to, we live in a world now, and we live in a world of extreme privilege. We live in a world where we get the opportunity to do so much more than just procreate. I mean, I could do the lesbian tradwife thing. I'd go for it. I do quite like the tradwife aesthetic. I will say that much. Even though I'm wearing, a plaid crop top and denim shorts. I do have a few things that could be considered traddy. Anyway. You have one child who's now preteen and you have a beautiful stepdaughter. You've seen people all your life popping out their 4th child. You're content with 1 biological child and being a great part of your daughter's life. Back in the day, families used to have 7 children because life expectancy wasn't as high. Yeah, there was a time period a while back where children, there's this thing people seem to think where like the life expectancy overall has gone up because people in society are living longer, but actually like way back when the reality of the situation was there were a lot of kids dying of diseases that are preventable, and we've sorted that out with vaccines. Let's not get back into the vaccines thing tonight. Top crop top. The alcohol's hitting me, by the way. This is water. Let's clarify. The alcohol I'm referring to is the Cab Sav, or the Cab Shiraz. Shiraz Cabernet. I forget what I had. It's Woda. But anyway. But yeah, you know, there was a time long ago where procreation was sort of necessary because a lot of kids were dying off of things like smallpox. You know, children were dying at an alarming rate because of things that we can now easily prevent with vaccines. And, you know, yeah, I am giving off skater vibes. I'm liking it. I want to go back to the skate park. I'm loving it. I haven't been in a while. Thank you for the hydration, by the way, Talon. So your brother said he'd rather have one child he can give the best he can than having many more and struggling. Yeah. Wouldn't it be exhausting? Wouldn't it be absolutely exhausting to have that many children and just sacrifice any of your own agency? It's called self-abnegation. Let's talk about this concept for a second. It's called self-abnegation, where you sacrifice any of your personhood to functionally exist for someone else's benefit. And not just relating to children, but in the case of, say, a traditional wife, a trad wife, that would be the thing. Watch my latest video essay. By the way, if you want more Abigail Beck content, click that fucking link. It's 42 minutes of shut the fuck up transphobes about the trans athletes. That's what that video is. Watch that one. But yeah, like, you know, the idea of, and this does, like, self-abnegating does happen with regards to, say, for example, people who have to take care of a very sick relative, as well as the idea of, yeah, a trad wife who churns out 12 children and then has to sacrifice all of her personhood just to be a mother and nothing else. She's not allowed to pursue any other kind of lifestyle, whereas, as you mentioned, Backcount, your wife and I are shunned because she's the breadwinner and I'm the homemaker. They want the man to rule the home. Yet, generally speaking, the idea that they go for is that the wife, the woman, is going to, you know, pump out a bunch of kids and then do nothing but be a mother. And just, honestly, it depresses me, the stories I hear of grandmothers, you know, who've had a bunch of kids. Like, I've seen this a number of times pop up in various places around the internet, stories about someone talking to their granny whose granny never came, stuff like that, you know. You know, sex was purely mechanical to churn out more kids. Anywho's, you're not wealthy by any means, but your son has everything he needs and he's spoiled. That's good. That sounds nice. Busy researching a vid about Satanic Panic in light of the Lil Nas X stuff. That sounds awesome. I look forward to that. Team, welcome to the Rogue Room. I hope you're doing well. That sounds awesome. I would look forward to seeing that. Make sure to show it to me. We'll give it a look. Alright. I am not going to listen to my own voice. Thank you very much. I do that enough as it is. I honestly am sick to death of hearing my own voice. Alrighty. I'm at the end of my tether, folks. I am tired, and I will be live again. Now, if you want to, if you've still got 1,000 amethysts, those are our channel points here at the Rogue Room. Get your raffle tickets in if you want to earn a copy of Valheim, but for right now, here are my socials. Here's the raffle thing. If you've not already voted in the straw poll for my next stream game, what I'm going to be playing for the next few Wednesdays, the options are Fallout New Vegas, Alien Isolation, Silent Hill 4, The Room, and Sleeping Dogs. Nondescript Midnight, you are now going in to the draw. I'm going to need to find a place that sells these fucking raffle tickets. I don't have them because I want to do a physical raffle draw. But anyway, there's a bunch of things. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, subscribe to my YouTube, follow my Instagram. There's a Facebook page. I'll leave that up to your discretion, honestly. And we are going to... Oh my god, yes we are. Yes the fuck we are doing this. Okay, we're going to go say hi to Dharma, who is playing Thief. I just realized I don't know which Thief she's playing. She could be playing the old one. She could be playing the newest one. This could be bad, or it could be good. We'll see how we go. At any rate, Thief. We're going to watch Dharma playing some Thief. Dharma is fucking sweet. I love her. She's amazing. Go say hi to her for me. Wish her well. She's also fit as fuck, for the record. Fit girls stick together. And, okay, it looks like she's playing the newest one, which I wouldn't mind giving a go at some point. But I want to go back and replay the old Thief games, including Thief Deadly Shadows, which was the one that got me interested in the franchise in the first place. I will not hear any disparaging towards Thief Deadly Shadows. Purely because, as a horror fan, Shalebridge Cradle fucking broke me. Alright? Thief fucking bangs. Thief Deadly Shadow fucking bangs. I've not played the newest Thief. It looks alright, though. It looks neat. Might give it a crack at some point. Folks, you've been lovely. You've been amazing. Thank you for joining us here in the Rogue Room tonight. I appreciate you all. I love your faces. Tune in on Monday for the sports video post-mortem stream. We're going to watch the video. We're going to go through my sources that I used for the video. We're going to talk about the trans athletes thing. And I will see you when I'm looking at you.